Futures pointing to another higher open coming up this morning, coming off a relatively muted session on Monday. We did have 2 out of 3 U.S. equity markets in positive territory at the end of the day yesterday. It was tech that was leading to start things off. FANG stocks specifically lifting the entire NASDAQ to a slight gain at the end of the day. Both the S&P and Dow little changed overall to kick things off yesterday. Earnings season in full swing. We get Johnson & Johnson today. We got Procter & Gamble. We'll get Netflix later in the day. We'll get United Airlines later in the day as well. Both Procter & Gamble, J&J, not really doing a heck of a lot here in the pre-market after decent reports for both of them. Before this morning, 41 of the S&P 500 companies have reported. 80% of those so far have come through with beats as far as earnings expectations are concerned. Gonna have a look at Apple coming up this morning after yesterday's event. Another move to the upside here in the pre-market. And energy stocks, yeah, oil, another 7-year high. Incoming, it would appear, for oil today, back towards that $84 a barrel level. It's Tuesday, October 19th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. Look at how things stand at this point. About 0.5% for the Dow and the S&P at this point. 0.34 for the NASDAQ. Hey, we're in positive territory, so we'll take it. TSX futures here in Toronto about the same, 1.2 to the downside for Brazil. Not sure what that is, but that is not the big board. Hey guys, good morning. We lost the board there for a second, but yeah, we're decently positive here to start. Although the market coming off a little bit, 0.4 for the S&P right now. A number of earnings to mull over. I mean, we'll get into more bigger names as the week goes on here, but J&J and PG out this morning.
Yeah, there was something from Procter that I didn't like. Most people aren't going to day trade that stock, so welcome. They had some concerns over supply chain, and they're going to be raising costs, which is a bit of an issue. Of course, today is also the Bitcoin ETF day, so right. BITO, we're just going to call it, I don't know, BITO, BITO, whatever, who cares, Bitcoin ETF, debuts today, so we'll have a quick look at that. Obviously, we're a little bit off the highs, but at the end of the day, most of the markets are making fresh ones. The Dow is pretty close to its top as well. So another interesting day, I want to say, in the market. Tesla almost got to that 880 level. Although I will say this, I have not stayed up all season long, because I'm an old man now. I haven't stayed up all season long to watch the entirety of a single primetime NFL game. I stayed up last night because my Bills were playing, and
ouch.
Yeah, ouch is exactly the word I want.
I mean, we always knew the Packers would have a better record than the Bills, right? I mean,
that's
pretty,
double ouch for you.
That's
you could have waited like 5 minutes to drop that.
Yeah, I could have. Yeah, no, I didn't wind up. Yeah, no, I'm not tired rolling records. What's up? If I'm tired of anything, it's of watching this Bitcoin just keep going up and away. And I mean, it's been a pretty good one for Bitcoin. 63,000 just got topped out there. And yeah, you may have seen. Yeah, no, it was a great game. I didn't. I turned it off. I think it was close to about 11:30. When did it finish? About midnight? No, a little bit later.
No, it didn't quite go to midnight.
Oh, it didn't quite go. Okay, so I almost stayed up for the whole thing there. But I thought the Bills were going to win. I don't know. That was a shame. They should have won anyway. It doesn't matter. They'll be there in the finals anyways of the AFC. I'm pretty sure about that. But if you just look at a daily chart here, what I'm getting at here is Bitcoin. Obviously, welcome to another major event. We've seen Coinbase come out back in 2017. When they released the Bitcoin ETFs, that was the top as well for Bitcoin. And then we had Coinbase come out roughly around here when the last time we were up this high. And then now today we get, of course, rolling over with the futures ETF. So we're going to wait. Well, I guess it's not really an ETF futures product there. We're going to wait to see if that means a rollover in Bitcoin. I don't think so. The only thing is what it does is it allows people to buy, you know, with cash settlements, a different product than Bitcoin itself. So it could dry up some of the demand for it because now you don't need to go in and buy Bitcoin. You can actually buy the futures a lot easier now. So maybe that's something that dries up demand for the actual physical coin itself. But again, not really worth playing any games here. Bitcoin very top heavy right now at the top. We'll just see if it breaks through. I think it does. So, but it's been a good one, man. Microsoft back over to 208 right now, cracking all-time highs. Apple This is, of course, my SoFi chart because my Apple one didn't load. But Apple right now, beautiful bump yesterday. We were long all day yesterday. We're talking about the long. We were only long in the morning. And nice little move to the upside there, $4 or so yesterday from 42 to 46. And now today you're getting 48. So we'll see where Apple goes today. But yeah, the market is in rally mode, that's for sure.
Yeah, BITO on the NYSE American Exchange is going to be the Bitcoin ETF. We'll have a look at that when it does start to trade. Nothing so far, obviously, as the market is yet to open. Before we go any further, let's get over and say good morning to Miss V.
Good morning, team. Happy trading to you all. It's going to be an exciting day. Please enjoy it, enjoy the show, and destroy the like button. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Let's indeed, guys, get it started. Here comes what you need to know so far this morning. We'll talk about a few of these vaccine names to kick things off, guys, because the FDA talking a little bit more positively this morning than in the past couple of weeks on allowing mixing of booster shots going forward. So if they do get to a point where there's multiple booster shots approved, which they're starting to, they're talking about allowing, I mean, we do this in this country already, where you can get, your first or second shot of one or the other. And then going forward, I'm sure they're going to continue with that. But now the FDA is saying, yeah, they're going to do the same.
I mean, what you really need to do is you got to find you just got to find your top 5. And it's like the Infinity Gauntlet. You get all 5, and then you got the maximum immunity that you can take over the universe. So I think.
Yeah, try to get one of each.
Yeah, you get everything. It's
right.
It's got to be, but more is better. I don't know. So like you said, Brendan, that's already been happening in Canada. There's some travel issues if you mixed and matched, but we'll see if that does change in the future. I hate to say this because, well, no, I don't hate to say it. You can actually see my charts. I've pretty much exclusively been going short every chance that I get on Moderna. There was one long off of 325 on a capitulation day, but you kind of zoom in here, and there is that 350 level, and we can probably get to that at some point today. But have a look at this. Have a look at this setup right now on Moderna. You get this 344 high from at the end of last week on Friday, and you had the massive, massive flush right into the support at that 318 level, which was basically the best out that we could get on our shorts earlier in the week, and was resistance that we were shorting before. So significant level that it bounces, breaks out from there, and now we're retesting this 344. Now 350 looms, obviously, but I mean, Moderna actually sets up for a bit of a break here. Now, it does also give you the possibility that it just rolls right over, but then you get a possible positive headline there. I think, look, the data's been saying, at least allegedly the data's been saying, leading this direction that it's more effective sometimes doing the mixing. So it can only be a positive for some of these names here. Right now, Moderna's up 2%. Just about everything that I look at in the market is, just that 0.5 to 2% to the upside. And it does really have that setup for 344. Just keep in mind 350 is a big level on Moderna, and it might run into resistance at that price point. But hey, if you get a little bit of a lead here going into the open, not a horrible look.
So this is going to probably, shock some of you. I know it kind of shocks me a little bit here when I look at the chart of Pfizer, because if I told you which, stock, and you would probably think it would be an EV space or something like that, only has 11 up days. 11 up days since August 18th. It's October 18th right now. So 11 of the last 40 days or so have been up days for Pfizer. Everything else has been absolutely clocked on Pfizer. So, I mean, you're getting back into this area where I think it's about time to buy this name. I don't even understand. I guess we got to wait maybe for earnings. I know that Bristol Myers, there's been a few other names. Even Merck, guys, look at Merck. Merck came out with that pill, right? And ever since they came out with that pill, again, doesn't load, but here it comes. It'll come up again. Ever since they've came out with that, here's the day that they came out with this, amazing opportunity, I guess, for them to gain some market share here in the COVID space. Market share. Straight up to 85, and then ever since then, I mean, I don't know, we had a big day yesterday, and we'll see, I guess that's today, making bottoms from that 77 up to 79 today, so we're up that 2.66%. But if you take away today, Merck crashing through. So I actually think Moderna's holding up quite well right now. What's BNTX looking like? Because
it's on a bit of a break. BioNTech is on a tiny, right
down,
now,
right?
It's consolidating.
You're right, okay. So again, what is going on with some of these names? I mean, Pfizer to be down, only up 11 11 days over the last like 45 days or something like that. Like that's pretty crazy. And here's BioNTech the same way, man. Cut in half, 470. Right down to 230. I mean, literally cut in half right there. Is that? Yeah, that's good math. Cut down into half, and now maybe finally starting to go up. I obviously prefer Pfizer. Pfizer with a dividend. We'll find out what the dividend ratio is now, yielding probably about 3 to 4%. So obviously, I like this name, but it's getting into the spot right now that if you like Pfizer and you think that it's a little bit overdone, and even no matter what you think about the vaccines, I just think that the pipeline here for Pfizer, again, need to do some work, but from what I've heard, it's pretty good. So it might be time to pick up some of these beatdown names. And you may want to get into Moderna as well. I don't know if that 320 is going to fail. Again, it seems to have held a couple times there. And I don't know. I just like Pfizer here at this level. I think there's a lot more happening with this company than simply these booster shots. So we'll see what happens here with Pfizer moving forward. But hard to deny that dividend and the price action down near such a key level.
I was just to add on Pfizer, I've been to buy low 40s every single time. And the reality is it probably shouldn't have ran as far as it did when you were getting that massive run to the top in Pfizer. That I know Moderna played a part of, and all of the vaccine names were running at that time. Pfizer probably shouldn't have been reacting as strongly. It doesn't really move like that, regardless of the fact that the link. It has too big of a pipeline, and it's not really the same play that a BioNTech is or that Moderna is fundamentally. But Brendan, there's a few other things to look at here today with some big-time movers. I just noticed a couple of these on the board.
Yeah, helping Merck, one of those guys, this Atea Pharma, which is AVIR. So they had a similar antiviral therapeutic that they were working on, similar to Merck's, for COVID-19. So they're out this morning saying that that drug apparently has failed to meet late-stage trials. So that's going to help out Merck as well, as we learned a couple weeks back, guys, about their treatment for COVID-19.
It's sort of worth saying. You'll hear people talk about the risk of like a single, or small pipeline, or like a single drug pipeline or two drug pipeline company, and it's they're so speculative, right? And this is what can happen to you overnight. And they got not a huge bump in retrospect, but they got a big bump when Merck came with that pill. This is why I remember, why do I remember that stock? Because yeah, they got a huge bump when Merck came out with that pill, and that was a sympathy play. And of course, the bad news here. Now, a lot of times, and I hesitate to say this, but you're in fresh territory here at the bottom. A lot of times you get dead cat bounces, and I think we're already seeing that in the pre-market. This thing has gone from $9 to $12 already in the pre-market. And every single time that I've come in and tried to short late, it's been a mistake. Either you get this really, really early in the move down, or you wait till it opens and actually form some kind of top. Because once these things are in dead cat bounce mode, you see how far it's already gone. I try not to go too far to the long side here, but that's usually been something that I got to get away from, because there's been fantastic opportunities. This holds the low. We've seen it before. Breaks the low and can't go any further, through that $9 range. It's just so much room to the upside that if you get a reclaim of the low of the day at 9:30, the same way you do that failed breakout and then short it, it's almost like the same thing to the long side. And even if it only went to 12, what are we talking about here? You could go essentially fail breakdown at 9, maybe catch this thing out 10, 11, 12, and the risk reward might be fantastic if it only put in, let's say, an 880 low of the day, and you're using that as your stop. So got to be open to that kind of an idea, because it's clearly going to do a ton of volume today and is going to be a big mover. But I'm not going to short this thing until the open. I want to see at least pop. Try to make it. If it makes a pop, I want it to make a high. I want it to roll over. I don't want to stand in front of the sword, because sometimes it's fallen too far for that kind of a play.
All right. AVIR, I haven't really even looked at it, but down 73%. We will take a look at that quickly once the market does open. But here's Pfizer. We just looked at 3.78. So 3.78 dividend there for Pfizer. So I think this is one that if you are building a position in Pfizer, you could start building it right now, just so how far it's down. Eli Lilly has a similar dividend rate, and this one may be looking a little bit healthier, just covering up some of this and starting to break out as well. So there's a few names here. I've been really happy. We sold some Microsoft, sold some Apple, but then got into some Nucor, which, we'll talk always about our positions here at 95. So this is up 10%. So we've done better, switching away from some tech names and then into some industrials. So Nucor is a name that's also working, and then Nike as well. has been working as well. That's from 145, and we did the same kind of thing. We looked back, very similar to what we did on Pfizer there, where we looked back and found some levels here on the daily chart for Nike off this miss, and then found it right back here at 145, and lucky enough to grab that at 145.50 or whatever it was on this day. That's right at that 200 period now, a nice little bump up there. That's another 10% win in the last couple days, so the last couple weeks. So Nike, Nucor working out, and then we did buy some PayPal recently, PayPal.NQ there at 260. So that's actually working out. So I got a lot of the money that I took out back in the market. So I am hoping that we do have a nice little move up. But I'm interested in Eli Lilly and Pfizer.
All right, let's go back to crypto land here quickly, guys. Shout out to our friends at Financial Juice and their crypto Twitter account here, Breaking Crypto. Grayscale, guys, filing to turn the biggest Bitcoin fund into an ETF. Conveniently, on the same day that this BITO is going to come to market. So, I mean, we've spoken, Sean, you look at that quite frequently. GBTC is what we're talking about. So Grayscale officially filing to turn GBTC into an ETF.
There's going to be
I just don't know what,
it's going to be half a dozen of these.
I just don't know what that means exactly. So are they going to be getting rid of GBTC? I mean, I know that they hold tons of Bitcoin because of what it means, but there's also ETHE, which is the Ethereum. And I feel like Ethereum's getting lost in a lot of this Bitcoin talk because there's just as many Ethereum, I mean, not just as many because Bitcoin's, the king, but there is just as many different, gateways to trade ETH through as well, including ETHE. But yeah, no, look, I mean, I watch this thing and it does trade very, very similar to Bitcoin, but you're going to notice right here, I mean, just by looking right now, Bitcoin, when we made its recent high, GBTC was at $56, right? Right now, we're just a few $1,000 away from Bitcoin 65,000 again, and this thing's only at $46. So again, there is a disconnect here between GBTC and the price of Bitcoin. So that's no doubt. So maybe they're just trying to tighten that ratio up there. We do have, Brennan and Neil, we all know about this. BTTC in Toronto here is the Purpose ETF. And this is one that was listed a couple months ago, I believe, anyways, right near that 65,000 top BTCC. But again, you have to have Canadian dollars, or you can buy BTCCU and trade that in US dollars. But you can see this is much closer related. I can't believe you could have got this just a couple weeks ago at $6. By a couple weeks ago, I mean middle of the summer, obviously, when Bitcoin was halved. But you remember when Bitcoin was 30,000, there's $6. Now today we're 60,000, there's 13. So this Purpose ETF, to me, BTCCU is for you guys out there. If I say you guys, but if you are trading in the US, I don't even know if. You know what? I'm not sure we quote it. No, because we're using Canadian dollars on the Toronto Exchange. So, we have BTCC. This is a Purpose ETF. It follows the coin 1-to-1, basically. So, if you want to get into something, I would look at BTCCU for Canadian, BTCC for Canadian dollars, and U for US dollars. But that's what I like.
Yeah, it's if you have the ability. And most people are just gonna own the coins, right? Like, it's at the end of the day, I think what makes this good is it just allows more people to have interest in it and some investment that might not normally get into it, and that's where the demand comes from. I just sort of feel like part of this rally was, I mean, at least to a certain extent, was because of this debut of the ETF, and because everyone and their mother has said that they're going to be coming out with their own in the upcoming time frame, and then you had some positive talk about. I guess the Fed not taking harsh action to regulate. There will be regulation, but to come down hard on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in particular. So I still feel like maybe there's going to be that pullback, sort of like ready to go on Bitcoin. But you are absolutely right about it. Like not enough talk, I think, about Ethereum, because everything that's happening with Bitcoin, the same thing's going to happen down the line, at least for Ethereum, if not a few other coins there, Brendo.
All right, let's go to the retail sector. We saw a huge move in Macy's yesterday on the watch list today. We'll talk about that coming up. Want to mention Walmart here, though. Big gap up this morning for Walmart. Goldman adding Walmart to their conviction buy list, talking about positivities going forward, some investments that they've made starting to pay dividends. So a nice look here this morning for Walmart, not a name we talk about a lot, but 2% here.
Not a stock you see gap like this very often. I mean, look, Walmart. We talked a while ago about the support level down at that 134, and then you get that break. Now I've put, like I said, I've added like a couple of the 200 period moving average, and it is breaking out through there. You're right. You're basically on this 144, 145 precipice that was the midst of the breakout that we had into August up to that all-time high. That was an all-time high, that 152 top. And I really do think that channel is what we're going to be working with, hopefully today, because if we broke 144, that's a heck of a gap to fill. Now, maybe there's still some concerns with regards to a supply chain that can have you sell the news here, but it was a stock that needed to catch up. You saw a lot of other retailers that were looking ridiculously strong, and look, they just came. Their Walmart Plus is taking aim at is going to be taking aim at Amazon. I love what they're doing when it comes to getting in the pharmacy game. There's just so much to like about it. A Prague, by the way, a Pierre OG, if you remember from last night, it was a 311 top. It just broke that, so I got long here at 312. It wasn't 310. It was a 311 top, bit of a double top. So just went long on a bit of a break. But Walmart, I want to be buying the dip. I won't love it if it takes out this 143.75 or 50 area, because I think at that point you're hunting back for a gap fill. But I want to be long in this stock, hopefully on a bit of a dip play, if only because it's up so much, right? Like, there's that 144 to 145 channel if you look at it, those historical time frames. But I'm not used to seeing Walmart gap like this, and I tend to think there will be some selling into the open just because of the $3 gap up.
Yeah, Shiba Inu Army, what's up? Yeah, I saw Shiba. I mean, I'm watching Shiba Inu every day because I am in this, but it's still 2.8, so it's still hovering around 3. So what's up to Shiba Inu Army, guys? Yeah, I'm still in that, but we did sell a little bit there when it cracked above 3. Look, I'm already in Walmart. I mean, Goldman Sachs adding it. It's first of all, it's right there. It's my number one stock. I mean, it's the number one Macy's, and we'll get to that as well. But I don't put them in order, but I did star the Walmart trade. I think Walmart's going to be huge today. I mean, you finally get that. I mean, it's a little bit too high up, so we'll start a position here and then hopefully be able to work something in down here. But look, adding to the conviction buy list, Goldman Sachs talking about everything there, that their e-commerce seems to be on point. Some of the investments they've made in this space starting to pay off. We do know that Christmas time is coming. We did have a Santa thing. You know what, Rob? I tried to hit the Santa thing and it didn't work. So I don't know if that's off, but I think we should get.
I think it is off.
I think we should get a Santa animation because we're going to be talking a lot about retail coming up soon. Anyways, I think Walmart's a good one here. It's about time it breaks out. It's been, I mean, it has broken out, but what was really key was this breakout here of 142 the last time, and we ripped to 154. Since then, this kind of looks like Pfizer, man. I mean, how many days in a row is there no green candles? And all of a sudden, bang, bang, bang. It's really taken off here. Walmart, I mean, Goldman Sachs making the call at the 200 period. I mean, it's not really a bold. There it is. Thank you. There it is. Thank you, Rob. It is a bold call at the 200 period moving average. Not really. I think they're kind of cherry picking that call, but we move it up to the 50 period moving average, and then I just think a break is about to happen. And I just want to be long this name today. Not sure of the pricing here, where we want to go, because we're up so much. Even if you check out the 20-minute chart, which is right here, if I can call it up, we don't have any support in between here. It's just a big gap up. So any kind of a fall down, we'll be looking long on this. That's why we're holding long now. This is not going to be a big position. If we could take 40 cents up to 145 or so on this, then we'll take it. But for right now, we're going to hold Walmart and we're going to look for dips. I think that's going to be my biggest trade today, is going to be buying Walmart on any dips.
All right, a few upgrades and downgrades for you this morning. Not overly exciting this morning. NASDAQ itself on here today. Snowflake showing some signs of life, guys. Getting price target increase today from JMP. EnerSource, AT&T, it's been under pressure the past couple of weeks with a price target cut. Biogen on here. Negative news yesterday on Biogen. Zillow as well. We talked about the negativity yesterday on Zillow. So Wedbush with the price target cut down again, guys, for Zed.
Yeah, my favorite.
So Biogen downgrade, price target 398.
I mean, look at the sector, man.
What was their price target before? Like all-time highs? I mean, look, obviously it was, but then it's again like, and the only reason I bring up this chart is because you were just talking about the sector, Sean, and Biogen probably one of the weak. I mean, certainly I would say one of the weakest of all of them, if not the. And look, it's been a wild ride for this stock. It's hard to imagine we're all the way back here at 267 and catching a downgrade, although, again, that price target is at $400, if that's correct, which is, I mean, that's 50% from here. So that's a heck of a downgrade. If Biogen, if Biogen gets back to 240, 250, some of these just, I don't
It's
know.
the
Like,
sector,
it's like
man.
you
They're
start to,
getting killed.
you're getting absolutely killed, and it's like at some point, like what is too far? I think last week we were talking about just sort of maybe find ETFs so that you're not trying to pick exactly when to get into these. Although I do say like I've owned Pfizer for a long time. And I like Eli Lilly as well. That's probably going to be a value to buy. There is some safety in those types of names. Like I in no shape or fashion want to make a comparison between those companies and something like a Biogen here, which is going to be far more risky to own. But I mean, down closer to 250. When you look at the daily chart, this was a very stable stock in those ranges. So, it's interesting. There's definitely some upside play there as well. But wow, I was just a little bit surprised to see that because I saw that price target. I'm like, 398. That's a downgrade? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think the best way to do it is through an ETF in that sector. So I'm going to find out the best one and get going. Look, CEO and Chairman Frank Slootman here on ServiceNow. That's where he's from. On Snowflake. I called this one Baby Palantir when it was down here, and I bought it. And we missed this very bottom, but we did buy it on this 240 break. And I mean, this is not even, I mean, this is making Palantir look silly, some of the gains here in Snowflake. And unfortunately, I don't have as much money in this name as I do in Palantir, which sucks because this has gone from basically 240 to 330. So you take basically a $24, if you're calling it like Palantir, $24 up to 34. So this has been a beast straight to the upside here on Snowflake. It's all about data. It's all about analyzing that data and getting it into customers. So right there, another upgrade for Snowflake today. What a great move off the 50 period, like bang, right there, right there, right there again. And now you're getting near all-time highs again for Snowflake. So I don't know what's going to stop this thing. I just hope that Palantir can get some very, very similar action because you see this one has basically been, let's call it like it is, pretty much been a dog. I mean, you did get that. I mean, not really. If you've been playing off key levels like we've been playing, our last buy was in here. Or no, our last buy was up here on this spike. So I actually recently bought right here, 24.40 on that news of a deal there that they had this spike, and then it came all the way back down to 23, making that look silly. But Palantir's on the way up. But this chart is pretty nasty for this, considering how much I've supported this name. But it's whatever. It's not been dead money. It's been okay. You have to buy key levels here. We'll see Palantir today. We're going to do a little more work as we get closer to 930 on this name, but I do think that there's been a lot of consolidation at this 24 level. So, I mean, if the market's going to go from here, then I'm really, really excited for what comes next, because if we hold this 24, then I do think that we do revisit this 28, 29 area. I'm just waiting. Like, can someone not upgrade this name or do something with it? Because every single time they announce that they have another, $1 million, $100 million deal, it just goes down. So we need this to be added to some Goldman conviction lists like Walmart, gap up to this like 28 or so level, and then we'll be gone. But if we wait for that, we sit on our hands with Palantir.
All right, lots to talk about, guys. Let's get into the watch list this morning. That is the link you need to go to pick up our absolutely free to you every single morning watch list. This week, brought to you by LovePharma.com. Go to LovePharma.com. It's LUV, the ticker, guys, on the CSE here in Toronto. Thanks so much, obviously, for Love Pharma picking up the watch list this week. Let's talk about Apple. Nice day yesterday for Apple, to say the least. Kind of took the entire NASDAQ on its back and took it to positive territory and then some. A whole bunch of new products announced, new MacBooks, new processors, new AirPods 3 that apparently you can swim with, although I'm not sure you would even know why you would want to, guys. But nice look here again for Apple.
It's working out. I mean, I see all the time.
We're clowning Brad.
At the gym. Yeah, I don't know what. No, I don't. Look, Brad doesn't know where Vancouver is, okay? So
Well, he does now.
I'm not sure he does still, but we're just clowning on Brad. But the point is that I think that you see that people in the gym and stuff like that, there are people that actually swim laps, and so I think that not only that, but it also gives people confidence in said earbud. If it can go into water, maybe you start wearing them in the shower. That's not going to tip the needle for me for Apple. But what it basically shows is just the pricing power that they have. They can charge whatever they want, and those things are still going to sell out. And the same thing goes true for, I think they shelved a little bit of their Apple Watch. They were going to put this crazy technology in the Apple Watch, and I don't think they wind up doing that because it would be like $1,000 for the watch. So we'll wait to see here. But 140, a great bottom for Apple. You're right back to the 50-period moving average. So let's just continue to go long on Apple and wait for it. Yesterday we stamped it, was our #1 trade of the day. Was down in here, 143. We took the long, it was all over the watch list. I thought it was going to be a big day for them, and it was. So there you go. Microsoft also making moves today. So, or not today, but in the last little while, up to 308 Microsoft now. So wow. Yeah, I would just say stay long on tech. Don't get out of your Apple and just keep buying any dips. And if you miss that 139, maybe it comes again. But I'm not really thinking that it does.
It's still a ways from that all-time, from their highs at 158, and ultimately it still could be on a bit of a breakout. What we're going to need to see here is I want the reaction. I want the market reaction today to what Procter & Gamble was saying. I sort of said this in the earnings reports, right? Like, it's not just about when people talk about the supply chain issues and rising costs. You want to see how the market reacts to what I think was expected out of Procter and is dragging that stock down a little bit here today. And there's some obviously positive things that Apple has done here, especially with the MacBook, that I think a lot of people will be somewhat happy about. But at the end of the day, is anybody doubting the fact that Apple is going to be able to sell a ridiculous amount of product and get people into their ecosystem and keep them there? No, I don't think any of that's changed. I think it's just a value buy at this point. Personally, I didn't sell any FANG names in this little pullback. I tended to more high valuation names, which I thought were due for deeper pullbacks, and one which feels pretty good today because I sold SI and probably should have even made the connection that it was going to drop even further, which it has today. It's the only crypto-related thing I could find that's negative, by the way. But Apple for the day trade, I don't know that I see it too much, although you're right here at the 50 period, and ignore these wicks. I know it's going to seem like, yeah, you go here. These wicks make it seem like you're going to have like resistance at 146. It'd be great if it did, and then you'd be buying the dip there. But there are no significant levels. Really, it's going to be eyeballs in the futures. Can they stay positive today? As it's starting to roll over just a little bit here. If you dip all the way down to a 145, I think that's where it would get interesting, but I'm not really anticipating that happening. I think Tesla has a better chance of rolling over because it's at a resistance level.
Yeah, the market getting back below that 4,500 level and continuing to sell off here a little bit. On that note, let's bring in Arun and get his take on what to expect today as far as this move. I mean, it looked positive when those earnings reports came out this morning, Arun. As I said, we got above 4,500, but back to the downside a bit.
Yeah, and this move's just continuing what happened after the initial drop yesterday, right? When we took out 4470, it was a straight shot to 4,500 as of this morning. I mean, we took our time with it yesterday, but as of the overnight session and into the morning, here we are above 4,500, now backing down from that point. That's somewhat expected because you would expect a round number like that to have some stops go off, we spend some time up there and come back down. It's not that big of a deal. I think this might just provide an opportunity for buying the dip. Well, relatively speaking, a dip in this market, it doesn't take a whole lot. But as we come back towards the 4490-ish area, I think there could be an opportunity there. It's not in trouble until we break 4485, I would think. If we break 4485 or get below and start trading below that, at that point, you can consider the possibility that we might have maybe another 10, 15 points to the downside from that point on. I do have 4460 as a level. When we took out 4470 yesterday, I used 4460 as a level. So any longs that could set up in front of that are available there, right? Especially with the amount of time we spent yesterday around that 4475, just underneath 80. I think there could be a decent support base there. Keep in mind, if we break 4485, though, I would imagine open up, but we do have some support coming in 10 points or so after that move down. So if we can get into the 75s, I would think there could be some setups on the buy side there. So 4460 on the top end, and not that big of a deal that we're coming off a little bit. If we can get back above the high, which I believe sits just in front of 4505, again, another leg up. We are at this point, if we can get back to 4,500, we are only 50 points away from that all-time high, which sits just underneath, I think a couple ticks shy of 4550. So not that far away from taking that high out if we can get to that point. Keep in mind, we have tech earnings coming in. I believe tomorrow is Tesla, I think. And then we have next week. We in the next, I think next few days. Next week we have decent, big, heavyweight tech earnings coming out. The big names, the heavy names that are in the indexes, Microsoft's, the Apple's, the top names that are there. They are going to be reporting, and when the market gets that news, it will move. So if that's the case, if those earnings come out well, this market's going straight up. especially with those weights, and we're not sitting that far away from highs. So very likely that's the scenario.
Yeah, you are correct. Or in Wednesday, Tesla. But yeah, going to be a big week for earnings. Thank you once again. We'll check back in tomorrow morning, guys. Let's continue along here. We mentioned Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, the two main earnings reports out pre-market this morning. I mean, both were decently positive. Procter & Gamble had some question marks surrounding it, but J&J, you know, it's flat. I mean, we went up initially on the report. We came all the way back, and now we're kind of just flat here. I mean, the FDA approval of the booster still kind of looming in the background for this, I guess, but overly, you know, not that exciting here.
It's too bad there isn't more liquidity in the pre-market for something like J&J earnings, because when you get this kind of volatility, and I think the difference between the two is the comments with regards to guidance. Like J&J with strong guidance, and Procter & Gamble basically saying that they're going to have to raise prices because there's a drag on earnings, and it's due to rising costs. And I think that's the big difference that you're going to have in the two. Why you see J&J essentially right back to where it was. It's up 0.5%, I guess. But if you could have caught this. I mean, you're getting 158.50 in the pre-market on no volume, unfortunately. But if this thing wants to claw back below 160, I think it's going to be a buy. Go to the daily chart here. I think it's going to be in buy in front of this consolidation level that it had, this 157. And it's just, like I said, it's probably one of the safer plays. You get a bit of a blend here. Yes, technically it's a vaccine name, but like with the Pfizers of the world, it's just much of a safer play. And as far as Procter & Gamble goes, you guys know that I like Procter. I think we did our videos like a few months ago and was talking about loving this name. Now, it's never going to be the ridiculous mover, but it's a good safe place to make a bet on the American economy and the consumer in general. And it's really Procter that I think is going to be the drag, because supply chain was going to rule the day. We're getting very close to some support here on Procter & Gamble, so you might actually see it, you know, trade down towards this 137, 138 level. You got the cover of the 200 period there at 136. If it goes any further than that, at that point I would be a buyer. If a couple of dollars down from here on the day trade in Procter, it would probably have to get to that 38 level, so another dollar or so before I'd be confidently buying a dip. And in terms of wanting to fade it, I don't know. I mean, it would have been a 142, although I thought there'd be some kind of a bounce here. 2% already on the day does make it difficult to want to short this on momentum. By the way, PROG, by the way, just making a bit of a break to the upside here. So I talked a little bit about that on the 310 break. Someone said, "Are you going short this thing today?" Load, load, load. I decided not to go short. I'll show you the 15, just because it was a break of this high. Now, we're trading this in yesterday's action, and we saw that high of the day when it tried to take out 3 even. I went long in the 3 break only to see that fail, then tried the short trade. That was a muted success. So you get a double top here, you get a breakout. You know, we just cleared the quarter mark, so I should be trying to take some more shares out. I'll get on the 27s and take some more shares out. And the reason why I know I want to cover in front of 30 is just to quickly go here. I mean, the 200 period is actually right at the 30 mark. If we break through this 30 level, you got pretty smooth sailing. 350 obviously is going to be a bit of a level here. $4, a big one for Prague, but it is on the move. Its volume's been pretty good, and we can start the day off pretty nicely on PROG. I do have that EDSA to the short side, although we're a little late to get the locates on that one. I kind of wish I'd had them, you know, $1 ago, but we didn't have the locates at that time.
Yeah, Prague. Yeah, I'm not long that one, but a good breakthrough, $3. I mean, that was a good trade for sure. But okay, so J&J, you get the all clear to buy it. That's basically all that happened. I mean, they beat on their revenue. They guide higher as well. They beat expectations of $235 a share, up to $260 a share. So J&J today, nothing. I told you the implied move yesterday was about 2.7% or so on the implied move in the options market. So you don't really get anything here today. It basically, to me, just validates that you're not going to see this bottom unless the market crashes. So 157 right there seems like it's good. They did miss their sales, but I mean, they beat everywhere else. So to me, that's, you know, nothing really thing for J&J. I mean, their sales were $2.33 billion. They were supposed to get $2.37 billion. But on a day chart, I mean, there's not much happening. I don't think there's enough in this report for us to take out yesterday's 162 high. So yeah, J&J will just watch it, and basically the same thing for Procter. So neither one of these names is on the list there, but We are getting a nice bump here on Walmart up to 145 again. So you can see here that this is the Walmart trade that we're starting, 144.70 up to 145 now. Let's just check in. I said we take it up, but we're not going to. That was a psych right now. So we were watching some show and it was old. And they said the word psych, and my kids were like, what is that? But that used to be something that we'd say all the time, like
90s.
Yeah, it's like, look over here, psych, like, you know. But okay, all right, so Nio on here again. Ooh, there's Palantir going for a run. So I do have, I mean, I didn't even see, this is the first time I looked at this. I do have Macy's as a sell on the sticky note, so I'll put the link up again, but there it is. Do I think Jasper is dead? We'll talk about Jasper in a minute. There's the sticky note link again, but no, I think Macy's a little bit overdone to the high side. I think you can get a sell here on Macy's today, up around this 28 and change. We're going to see if we break through 27.50. I like that as a short as well. But we're going to be looking to short Macy's today, even though I know that's crazy considering what happened yesterday, but a little overdone on the Saks Fifth Avenue e-commerce, you know, kind of rant there. So they got a nice boost yesterday, to say the least, up 17% from 26 to 28.50. I think that's a little bit too high, so we'll see about shorting Macy's today. But J&J and Procter, both basically all clears, and that's what the market needs, and that's why you're seeing it up today, or at least it was. We're starting to head back down a little bit, only up 0.23, and the S&P still up 0.34, Brendo.
Yeah, Macy's on the list as well, guys, after that pretty impressive move. Don't see moves like that as we did yesterday in that e-commerce news. We'll go on to energy stocks here. Yeah, crude oil back to near 7-year highs once again this morning. Goldman Sachs also raising the price target on a few of these individual companies. XOM, one of those. So a nice look for Exxon this morning. It is worth noting Exxon was actually down more than the overall market yesterday. So a little bit of relative weakness. Getting the thumbs up from Goldman today, though.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really find, I don't know if you found a stock really here, Neil, but I can't really find, I was just looking at Facebook coming out with a little bit of news about remittances right now. I don't even know what that means. No fee remittances, using their, I guess maybe to show your passport. I don't know what that is. Guatemala in the U.S. We'll have to see what that's all about, but not really moving the Facebook stock here at all on the 1 minute chart. So anyways, that's what that is. Okay, XOM. So XOM, look, I really haven't been able to find any names that I really like. I'm looking for multi-day breaks. XOM sort of already up here. I wish we were sort of down, you know, around that 62 and we could take a 62 break. But other than that, I got to get rid of the simple moving average title because I don't like that right there. But we do have the highs of $65. This is getting ready to, someone asked, I think it was you, Scott Henderson, asked about writing options and things like that. I think we could almost buy some puts soon. As XOM, we did that last time it was up here and made some money when it made its way back down. Oil's at $83 a barrel right now. Like, oil was negative last year, right? So not that that means anything. We don't worry about the past. We worry about the future. It's just oil's been on such a huge run that I think XOM, again, look at this move up in the last 2 weeks. I mean, $53 to $64. I mean, that's a big move in this conglomerate. So I think XOM eventually gets faded back down. I just wish there was a trade, and I couldn't really find one. Oxy, CVX.
Oxy.
I wish I could find one.
Last time Oxy was close to here, there was a couple of good shorts. Now, when it first got to, we played off a 30 level one time, and then we were able to play off of the actual previous high here. And then it made a break of that high through 34 and rejected it. So I'm kind of looking at this 34 level again on Oxy. And you can look at Chevron maybe as well, although I don't know, it doesn't have those crazy wicks in it. But I don't, like, we're right at this 110 area here, and it's just, I mean, more like a 110.50 print, and you got a bit of a double top, and it feels like you could get a bit of a rollover. It's just Chevron's not usually the best day trading stock in the world, so I don't know, you could end up with like a 40, 50 cent like non-move here, and you're basically glued to watching spot prices. I think the bigger concern would be, and oil prices this high for too long, like that's just generally not good. For us to be this strong in the market with oil prices doing this, and we're not really seeing pullbacks in the names that you would expect to see with oil hanging up here, like I would be at least a little bit afraid. You get yourself a cold winter and you get some more demand, and suddenly that can be a pull down on the economy. So it's getting to be a bit of a concern. I'm surprised already that we're hanging up this long. I'd probably lean towards Oxy, but it's not at that 34 level, so I can't be in love with Chevron, a great company. But it's just not much of a day trade here, even though it sets up a little bit at this 110.50-ish area. It's a no volume pre-market for a $100 stock, which that's not great for a day trade.
Watch Coinbase going here, guys. 3.5% already, just blew through 300. Facebook choosing Coinbase as its custody partner for Novi, which is their wallet.
Good enough for me. I'm going to try to go long right now. I mean, Coinbase, yes, sir. We'll hit the bang because
we're happy.
boom. Yeah, Coinbase, really super happy with that one. We've been sitting in this thing for a hell of a long time and then just not getting destroyed, but we're now obviously in the money now, well above $300. And yeah, man, Facebook, damn, Facebook, this is the thing, like, I mean, I'm up a lot more. Like I mentioned, I switched out of Facebook, gone into some Nucor, gone into some PayPal. So we're up more than this move, but I still think Facebook goes on a lot here, and there goes Coinbase. I'm going to wait for a pullback in. We still have 300 looming there. That was obviously big news right there, being chosen for custody of their new coin, Novi. So, I mean, yeah, he gone, exactly, Rob. So that was a good move up there for Coinbase, man. I mean, I love this stock. I love the name. I thought that there was always opportunities in Coinbase. Unfortunately, you had to let it settle down. I mean, and how good were these bases down here at 230, 240? I was buying down there. And again, if you just look at my Twitter, you'll be able to see some people asking about, yeah, you missed a loud bang. Yeah, well, I'll do it. It was easier on the other seat there because I don't want to scare poor Neil over here. But yeah, look, Coinbase, Neil, I know me and you and I have been on this name for a while there. And we've been, yeah, trying to correct the English there, as my kids probably watching. Okay, so right there, I've liked Coinbase, and I still think there's a lot more opportunity. This is just one of those ones. Wait till you see the lending program. I know they're on fire for that right now, but you know that should get going as well. Staking, everything like that. I like Coinbase. I like what they're doing, and I'm a supporter of the stock.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Look, that lending thing, and at the end of the day, they want to do the right thing, and they're all for trying to work with the regulators. Coinbase. I think that's one of the reasons there was a little bit of a flight to safety, even though they're not always the most loved. And people always talk about their fees, and I get that. But you have to understand they're not going anywhere, and crypto's not going anywhere. I've been whining and complaining about selling Silvergate to have bought Coinbase when it looked like a horrible decision, and now it's like bank error in your favor. I'm finally green on this thing, but hey, 310. Like I was all geared to go for the double top yesterday, 297. I was all geared to go for a long break on this one that would have been similar to the setup that we had on Prague, but $300 stock, didn't have a stop in this early, thought it wouldn't happen, and then positive news comes out. So I'm going to miss that breakout, but you got to watch it. I'll buy a dip in front of 300, but you got to watch for this 310 area. Like on the first day of trade, you had a low down here at that 310, and the second it was broken, it turned into resistance, not 300, 310. So I would expect it to check up there a little bit here today. And if it does, even in this range, I want to buy the dip at 300. I'll definitely buy again at 297. It's a day trade, of course, at 297 to retest that high that I thought this was going to be the break today. But it is what it is. Now by buying the dip in front of 3 and then buying the dip in front of 97.
I got to say to Nicole Harris here, yeah, I didn't know if you said Dogecoin, but Dogelon, apparently, from, I don't know, Nicole put $60 in, now it's at 401. I would say to that one, because you know, when you get that, so what I would do now is, I don't know anything about Dogelon, but I guess that's a combination of Dogecoin and Elon. So to me, that's, you know, again, you know, do what you want with it. But you may want to just switch out of that. Like you've just made $350 on 60, so you might want to put that into, you know, a real coin, but I don't want to say that because I don't know anything about it. Just like Shiba Inu, man, some of these are lottery tickets, right? So if you go down to Dogecoin when you bought it at like,
they got a cool website for it, though. I'll tell you how much.
Dogecoin, yeah, they got it there. Neil's got it up there.
I got it.
Ooh, they have like a Doge.
You had me at Mars.
Shiba Inu as well. They're in the.
Is this for real? Like, this can't be what we're talking about, is it?
Yeah, of course that's what we're talking about, man. This is what crypto's all about, man. And we're talking about NFTs as well. I'm into Top Shot. Like I get a Top Shot pack. I get the NFTs and then I flip them. It's just like trading. I can't get enough of this stuff, but I'm all over the NFTs. I want to get those Wall Street Bulls as well, and then I'll talk about that when I pick those up. But my wife is also in Zed. If you guys know anything about Zed horses, she's made a little bit of a mint on those as well. So yeah, let me know if you guys know Zed Racing. That's pretty cool as well.
All right, let's go to Walmart here, guys. We mentioned it earlier. A lot of people joining us this morning. So let's go back to Walmart. Goldman Sachs adding Walmart, if you missed it, to their conviction buy list this morning, talking about a lot of investments they've made on the e-commerce side, finally starting to pay some dividends here. So big gap, 2% here for WMT.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're just tuning in here, I know it's been talked about a couple of times. Sean's in position on Walmart. I'm looking to buy the dip. It's just the gap up is not a normal thing to see Walmart do here into that 50 period. I think there's a decent chance you get a pullback. Now, there was already a breakout, 44 that stalled 45, then got you to that 153 high. So it's a nice channel that we're in, but channels work in both directions. So I'm anticipating a first check on a dip, and if we get 144s, I'll play off of that. If it goes any deeper, it's just obviously screaming by all the way back into that just above that consolidation top 41.42. So in the event that doesn't work, like a 144 long, I'd certainly look back and say you got to have 142s. Like it for the long term. Sort of like Walmart a lot. I mean, people might prefer a Target, but you get a lot here, especially with their push into healthcare, which that's been one of the things for me is healthcare. I think it's a safe place to be in the next, sort of 5 to 10 years. Whether it's like a Danaher, I think you're getting some exposure here with Walmart. We're already talking some Pfizer and some Eli Lilly and J&J. There's just so many names out there that we like, and you can add some of that pharmacy to the business here with Walmart. It hasn't done a lot of volume pre-market, so I'm a little bit surprised to see that, but I'm pretty sure it's going to pick up here. And there is room to go. Like it can easily break past that 50 period, which is basically right here, 144.60 or so. Get through that 145, and then start making its march to that 53 high. I just think there might be a dip at the open first.
Thank you so much for your kind words there, trader formerly known as Miss Jude Fernando. Thank you so much for those. That was kind. I don't know if I should be the Howard Stern of Trader TV Live, but I'll take that. I mean, the guy's only worth, $1 billion or something. I can only wish to do that. But okay, so I did want to... Crap. Okay, yeah. We do want to talk about DraftKings. I'm in Walmart. We've talked about that over and over again. So let's just talk about DraftKings real quick. I did call it short on DraftKings because it didn't really react yesterday, or it hasn't really done anything in the last couple of days here on great movement in the market. Like a name like DraftKings that's supposed to be a growth name is supposed to have gone here. We talked about that. You're seeing a lot of the tech names starting to bounce back a little bit here, and DraftKings just not following suit. So for me, we can look at Penn as well. We talked about Penn with the score yesterday, so that's going to have to settle down a little bit, and then we'll see. So I don't want to talk about Penn too much. They have too much going on. But right now, DraftKings doesn't appear to have much going on, as it's just sitting here dead, waiting for something. 51.25, 47 on the bottom. So I think we got a short DraftKings. I just don't know where. Look at this pathetic drop in the afternoon yesterday. When the market gives back, DraftKings is like, I'm done. And so you got to watch out. Like if the market fails here, I like DraftKings on a pullback down through. I think I'm going to try to short 49 today, so we'll do that. Would rather get up here a little bit. Let's try to short ahead of 50. If 50 breaks, then we're getting closer and closer to being wrong on this call. And I love being wrong on this call. I mean, I'm long DraftKings. We did sell some at 62. I'm waiting for a pullback. I want to load it up down here at 44, 43. So let's get ready to rock and roll with some DraftKings. But for today, let's short if it gets near 50 in case it gets a bump upside. And we'll revert back to that rhetoric of shorting. I see you there, Shakib, talking all about Bitcoin right now and how it's moving up. I do see that it's going up. I wouldn't say people using terms like ripping and things like that. But it's a nice move, man. 62 up to 62.7. So you're getting $500, $700 depending on exactly the minute that you're looking at. So we are getting ready to take out this 63,000. I think it's going to be a big day for Bitcoin. And BITO is on the NYSE American. So if you guys ever...
we got a quote.
We have a quote, but just to let people know that right now there's really no price discovery happening. We're going to have to wait to see where they open it up. I have no idea what it's going to be. You do have someone bidding $1,700 and then someone also offering $40. So I have no idea. I don't know, Brendan, if there is a price that they want to put this out at. I haven't really, again, the research I've done on this hasn't been that much because I just want to see it open. We know what it is going to be, and we're going to watch it trade today. So we'll be back into that prog up to 330.
I haven't seen a price on that. Typically ETFs open with the market, so we'll see here in a few minutes. A few more things. DraftKings, there was a deal for Connecticut, I believe I read this morning, for online gaming. Facebook, guys, David Marcus saying the Novi pilot uses USDP Pax dollar through partnership with Paxos. So he's saying this is rolling out a small pilot of the Novi digital wallet app in the US and Guatemala as a test first off. So a couple more headlines there coming through on that Facebook Coinbase news. Let's go to SoFi here. Another positive morning so far for SoFi. They teamed up with Papaya Technologies on some technology combination yesterday that was announced. But huge move here yesterday for SoFi up to 21, guys.
Yeah, you know what, sorry, I was just looking at Penn a little bit there, but SoFi, look, we're gonna look quickly at the daily chart. We only have 5 minutes to go, crazy, where does time go? If you go to the first day on SoFi, and this might be a bit of a theme for some of these recent IPOs, starting to come back into some prices that you might be familiar with. Low of the day, 2050, on that day, just below it, call it like a 2045. So that's exactly where I'm looking to buy the dip. You had a bit of a cluster here in the morning before breaking out to that 21 level. So, I mean, SoFi's been a great and fantastic runner, but you have a couple of reasons why I like the dip at this price. You know, it hasn't gone too far. I don't know if that's going to necessarily be true. It's probably on the march towards its all-time high, but before there's going to be pullbacks. And if you get both that support on the first day and you get this cluster here around that 2040 level, I'll buy in front of that. You also have this 20 resistance, which can be a nice little out for you. So for me, it's just about pure momentum play with SoFi and buying the dip, and we're going to see if we can't get into it. Coinbase has pulled back. So I got the long in front of 300. Looks like it's giving up a little bit. Someone asked what's wrong with Silvergate. I just thought it had gone too far. You're now down 10% on Silvergate as well. Just to get you over to this, look, 10% on Silvergate. There's just so much more competition. You have Coinbase positive news. You now have the ETF coming out, which is a lot of places for people to be able to engage in the crypto markets. So for a company like Silvergate, not necessarily the best thing for them. Is there going to be a chance to get back in? Yeah, why not? But I mean, if we're headed right back into 120, you can see all the price acceptance that it had down in that range. But that's probably where I would dip into it. It's a ways away from that, but heck, man, it's already down 9-10% today. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a multi-day pullback for Silvergate.
So SoFi Technologies, of course, they made a new partnership with Pagaya Financial Institution here. Products offered to members, more proprietary information coming to SoFi members. So that's going to be a good one, man. I said long if we dip to 2050. So I was sort of distracted, but I think that's basically exactly what Neil said. So if you're on the sticky note here, they're making moves and rocking right now. And look what we also put here, a little rocket ship with AMC. So let's so we're going to be long SoFi at some point today. Just a matter of watching the price action. Hopefully it can come back in a little bit. I'm not buying these tops. It's too far too fast. I always say that, and that's my logic with Macy's as well. So we'll wait to see there. But for AMC, man, we had the long yesterday. I don't know if my yeah, what's up, Randy? Hopefully Randy will be around. Randy stopped with the Timbits there, so I don't know if times are tough or what. Up to 4.
He just cares about our health, man.
Good thing, yeah, good thing.
Well, some fruit.
Yes, yeah. You know, actually, I'm going to go get a fruit salad in a minute. You know, Neil, candidly, Neil's in amazing shape, and he crushes the Timbits. So I don't know if it's a health thing.
It's because,
or
look,
not.
I have a very...
And Lucas, right? Lucas weighs like 100 pounds soaking wet.
I have no discipline. I cannot have that stuff around me. I know what, like, I cannot.
Isn't that funny?
I don't go into Tim Hortons. I literally have not been into Tim Hortons for a long time because I can't go in without buying.
You'll take a 5-cent hit on the shorts, showing your discipline, but yet when we're talking about Tim Hortons, we can't have any.
None.
I'm actually against Tim Hortons right now because I'm pretty sure I bought like 10 coffees, and I only ever got 5 reward points every time I bought it, and that's pissing me off because you need 70 for a free coffee. But okay, AMC here, that's just what I'm like. I want that value. You can see here, I think AMC yesterday, we were long in here. You guys saw that. We made a nice play on AMC long yesterday, and we'll never regret that. So coming in today, 43.50, 43.60. I like these tops. I like a long back to 42.50. I'm actually already bidding AMC down here in the 42.60 area. So if we get a dip back down, hopefully we get picked up. But I do like a break also on the top side. I do have that break in. So I don't want to mess around right here. Let's see if we can buy some dips in AMC. And if we're wrong, man. We'll lose today on AMC. But I'm willing to lose long on AMC. So we'll do that 43.50 break. We'll take it, even though yesterday's high was 43.60. We'll still take the 43.50 break because I believe it trades around those even pennies more often than not. But we cannot wait too long because Brendan's over there with a name we haven't discussed yet.
Yeah, OLB popped up a little bit later on, guys. Wow, there's only a minute here. Let's go. OLB, 20% still, but there's a huge level up here, 675 to 7, and then just above 7 it touched in the pre-market, 720 up there. It already broke to the downside through 650, but a test of 650 would be worth a look on OLB, guys.
So on the watch list is Alibaba. They're making another push into competing in the cloud space. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Brady. We got the fruit in there, so we're locked and loaded to go.
I'll just eat this as you're talking.
They're
a spoon? What am I, a kid? We need a fork.
We need a fork. But they're trying to compete in the cloud space here with the big boys, and I think it's a good push for them. They're breaking out a little bit, just with only a minute to go here. They're trying to make this little breakout past that 50 period. I think they're headed towards this 180, which is resistance. That day, it might be a bit of a short trade, but for now, you're trying to hold this high from yesterday at about 169.80 or so. Everyone asked about, like, what do you think a stop is on Coinbase? Because we got this right into the open with 50 seconds to go, this 97 top that we had here, that's going to be an area stop. I don't want this all the way back into 293. That's unreasonable, but I do want to see it trade there at the open because, you know, liquidity can be a bit of a thing or a lack of a thing at the open, and you don't want to get wiped out on a bit of an open flush there, guys. So I'm into Coinbase. We have that EDSA to the short side, which is already working. Sorry for not covering that. And then Prague, which is pulling back. So with 20 seconds to go, I talked about that 330 area on the daily chart in Prague. It's pulling back off that level. I think it can be a dip buy back at that 310. We'll have to see. We're about 10 cents away from that. We're dropping the countdown here on a Tuesday, and of course, it's Randy on the bell. You probably could have guessed that one.
Yeah.
Do not hurt our ears here.
5
3,
seconds.
2, and 1. Randy.
All right, let's go. Now we are open, so we can start to enjoy. Yep, we got it.
We got
we can start to enjoy the day of trade right now as we're going through. Walmart trying to make some moves as well. Good job, Nicole Harris. We talked about a gap yesterday, so congratulations on buying that. The NASDAQ's going to see what it has to do. Walmart fading out a little bit. We're not averaging into this. We're going to give it a little bit of time here. Walmart, guys.
Yeah, and Coinbase holding about 99.5 or so, but I want to get to this just quickly, this AVIR. Not a crazy move off the open. I mean, if it had flushed down to that $9 range, I was willing to try that dead cat bounce. If there's a better term that you guys can give to me for that type of a trade, I'll use it. I don't have anything against cats. But no movement on that AVIR. Thought there'd be something at the open. I talked about the downside for Coinbase. I didn't talk about the upside.
What's that
If it pops into like 303.5, 304,
Can you stop it,
that high of the day, I'll try to get some out in front of the high and then see if we can't hold. Coinbase basically, just zooming around here up and down about a buck or so off the open. You want it to settle down. That's the whole point. Like, you don't want to get wicked out. You don't want to take profit too soon. And then Tesla was a missed opportunity already because I should have got to this. Remember 880 on Tesla? Yeah, we already saw 880 in the pre-market here. It was basically 878.50, and you're getting a bit of a rollover off that level. So I never really truly got a chance to short this. I would have had to be sitting in it in low volume in the pre-market, but it is coming off. If Tesla sees 865 or so, I think it's worth a bit of a long try there.
We fired off the hot dogs a little bit too early there because Macy's all the way to the downside right now, breaking through 27.50. That's one of the names that we have here on. It's our number one name right there. So nice little win there so far for Macy's. Buy what? Tesla's going?
No, that was just Prague to 350. Look, I'm gonna lock load and take this one. Someone asked where I was gonna get out of Prague. Right then and right there, that is too parabolic of a move into a round number at 350. I'm taking it. I'm actually gonna start thinking about a short. That was a huge move into 50. There was a size offer there, and I'm like, gotta get out, and we took it here at 48.
Bang.
The getting was good.
You guys want more bangs? Bang right there. There's a nice little win for us on Macy's, man. 40 cents in the money. Now it's still continuing to go to the downside. This is what we're doing, man, every day. Hopefully you guys can load up the watch list, find out the watch list, find out our sticky note as here we go. Adios, Macy's. I mean, this is exactly what we said here on the sticky note, guys. I mean, I don't know how else we can do it. Seems overdone on Saks News. Too far, too fast. Short, Macy's. I mean, it's basically right there. So hopefully you guys are able to have that. A nice little win there. We're out of 2/3. We'll hold one more for a flyer. And what up now? Hot dog again as Walmart starting to go to the upside right now. Big win here for Walmart as that's going. We'll just take that out. Bang, bang. Through 145. And again, if you're looking at the sticky note, why not do it one more time here? We're going to go 2 for 2 on L sticky note. Look at that. This one even has stars beside it, man. Buy dips. Buy the 145 break. There goes Walmart straight to the upside. Thank you, Mr. Goldman Sachs, because now we can buy our kids presents and we don't even have to pay for it. We just use Walmart money, guys. Let's go. And how about AMC through 43.50 all the way up to 43.80? Let's go. What kind of a day is this? Let's go.
We're about to, look, I know we didn't get to EDSA, and apologies. You did see this position on the entirety of the morning. It has fallen like an absolute rock. It's about $1 in the money. At this point, I want to get it all the way down to about $8. $7.74 was the close. I am bidding in front of $8 here to try and take about a $1.20 winner. Coinbase, we did take some out on a consolidation at 302. This was a dip range, so I banked some profit. We're now close to that high of the day. No matter what, if it breaks 305, I showed you guys 310 as resistance on Coinbase. If we break 305, my out is in front of 310, and then you basically stamp it. Like, I'm not going to try to hold through that level. It's just too big of a deal on the daily chart, both on the first day, and we talked about this for SoFi, both on the first day of trade, and then after that, it was hard resistance. So I think it'll check up there. Either way, fantastic move for Coinbase. As far as Tesla maybe catching a bit of a bid, the market's still up. But Tesla continuing to fall down. I'm showing you the 15-minute chart so you can kind of see this 865. There was a pullback in the afternoon. You had a breakout at about 64, 65. That'll be your first place to look for a dip. Going to be patient with Tesla here. Sure, I've missed a short, but hey, it was worth it because Coinbase worked out. Brendan, what do you got?
Yeah, GME as well as AMC, guys. I can't believe we didn't get to this in the pre-market, but the SEC look at meme stocks amounted to absolutely nothing. They said no recommendations required. So GME with a nice little pop there at the open, guys, through 190 as well.
Yeah, we did cash out there at 43.80 a little bit, so we took 30 cents there on this AMC move, but we will hold the rest of it. We're pretty happy with it. Macy's still down to the downside, and then Walmart, man, out some at that top. But the problem with Walmart is, look, it's a good trade. Hopefully you guys had that. Right now, the NASDAQ's coming back in, so we're going to have to watch out for that NASDAQ making moves back to the downside. So 50, oh, shoot. I forgot to put that up there. Oh, no. Are you kidding me, Jude? I forgot to put that 50 there, but we will put it back and see if we can get out there at that level. So right now, DraftKings, we're looking for a short here. Nice 50 rejection, Jude. Thanks for pointing that out. We did bring that up, but we didn't take it, so that's my bad on that one. Let's take the short right now on DraftKings.
Yeah, so, while I just want to watch this Beetle for you guys, but I do have it up. You have a nice little quote. It's actually running. The Bitcoin ETF, of course. It's just running. It's up like $1 since the open, and you're seeing rapid fire action. So it is trading, and it is very, from what I can tell, it's pretty liquid. So if you guys are watching it, there's certainly an opportunity there. This AVIR starting to make a bit of a push. I said I will only short this if it made a pop and then gave you a consolidation. So it's not there yet. I don't see a heck of a lot happening. PROG, I'm just gonna let this try to come back in here. So we did get that 348 out. I think there's probably another trade here for this name. I just got my first Walmart in a bit of a dip, but I think Prague might be the same thing. That is a wick rejection top. So I want to see it test that pre-market breakout 311 area. That was the resistance yesterday. That's probably the first line in the stand I would take after that 930 rejection. A lot of times I'm shorting that move. I'm not doing it here on Prague, but as I said for Walmart, my first entry just now in front of that 144. I wanted to buy a dip on it. It's already here. Load. It's already made a break of the high, so you're catching this on what I call a failed break at that 145, which does change the way you get the fill. Market's starting to come back in as well, so going to have to be more conservative with this and have to think about scalping some of this out well in front of that 145, 50 high that it has right now. Sorry, 60 high.
Okay, so here goes AMC, still testing those highs at $44. Really, no point in getting out of this one at this point. We're in the money nicely. We talked about that AMC, and again, that's on our watch list. So on my sticky note there, AMC, so good. So far, M on the sticky note, Walmart on the sticky note, AMC on the sticky note. We're gonna have to watch out for Watt as well. We did load up. There it is right there, 144.20 on Walmart. So an opportunity to get out some more here as we're now, we just were 30 cents in the money, but now it's coming back in a little bit. We still think Walmart has a very, very good chance to go here. Macy's, another name, of course, that's on our list, still going to the downside. And here we go, AMC. Let's go, man. Feeling like a little Superman action today, Miss V, because, things popping for us right now. So there it goes. Let's see what happens to the upside right now. We just take a SoFi long as it's falling down. So let's go, man. We're just playing our game here, and we're going to see if we can win. So far, so good today.
Yeah, SoFi at that 70 mark, looking maybe about 20 cents or so before I want to get into that long trade. Coinbase just got to 307. Bit of a pullback back into this 305. That was the high right at the open. So if it starts to hold around this 305 level, I think we get that next push up, possibly to that 310. Walmart, I am in, I am out. That was very, very quick on Walmart. Like I said, because it already made that break and then tried to break that bottom here, I'm going to be way more conservative with it, especially with the market trying to come back in and just bank this trade. every single time that I've failed to bank a trade on a failed breakout of the high of the day and I get the dip price that I like, I do generally paid for it. I can always allow it to come back into that 144 level, and if I still like it, we can get it off of a higher low. So I'm going to bank the profit in Walmart and just walk away for now. Tesla bounced off 870, so the dream of 865 is going to have to wait. Only $5 away, though.
Right now, we're going to the bank here with AMC. Now, monster win, 67 cents. Now in the money, guys. Hopefully, you're happy with some of the trades so far. Walmart, 30 cents in the money as well, man. Macy's, 40 cents in the money right now. Macy's near its lows. DraftKings, 10 cents in the money. What up, B?
J&J as well, guys. Just had a high of day alert there. 163 broken on volume for Johnson & Johnson.
Boom, and we also stamped the all clear on J&J because that can be bought now too. So yeah, today, man, what a good day it's been here. So we're just crushing it. Right now we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5 so far here, but we're not gonna stop even though it's only 10 minutes in. We don't need to stop. Let's keep going to the upside. 9 minutes in, yeah, exactly. So still moving, just so you guys can see what BTO is doing here. Up to 41.50. I mean, it opened at 41 basically, up to 42. So you gotta watch. I'm not gonna look at this now. I wanna see how it trades in relation to Bitcoin, right? So, I mean, until we find that relationship out, we're going to wait. I mean, we know what it is, but I want to see it actually physically trade. So the only stock that we could have taken profit on that we didn't was DraftKings. DraftKings comes all the way back down in to 49.55 there. We're short 75. So let's put a bid there in case that does happen again. I was waiting for more down here, but we just bounced off VWAP. So let's reward ourselves for being right, at least on DraftKings. In case this market does continue this kind of a move up, we definitely don't want to be short because if it does break that 50-50 area, then we are a little bit concerned. So let's take out another bid. Well, take out one bid here at 49.60. If it comes down, just take 15 cents. And then hopefully the rest will drop down and then we'll be able to catch a real big win later on in the day on DraftKings.
Yeah, so a new position for me here, guys. And look, I said Prague, I was going to take a shot here. I would have liked it to test 310 for a bit of a re-entry into the long trade. But after we got that 350, it's a clean move, that 311 break into 350. I'm going to play the short off 350. There's about 250,000 shares on the offer, which, let's be honest, about 250,000 shares on a stock like this, it's not a ton. You guys have seen with this with Camber and other related names. I could say a million of them, but it's not a ton of shares on that offer for you, especially when you got liquidity like this. So if it breaks, I'm going to be out pretty quickly on Prague. I do want to take some out in the 35 range, down into VWAP at 31 as well. Might have looked a bit of a gift horse in the mouth with Coinbase. I liked the fact that it was holding that 05. I was sitting in that 9 range trying to get out, and it just made a top here at 308, and then you're getting a pullback. So we're still in front of that 300. We're still holding VWAP. There's a chance we can take out that high, although I might start to get more conservative thinking about 07s. Look, if a stock turns at 308 when you think resistance is at 310, sometimes you have to take that bit of a hint. I wanted to be out of this thing before 310 anyway, so we come back up to 06, 07. I'll be more than happy to take that profit if we can get a shot at that again.
Yeah, right now, AMC, everything starting to take off for us here. AMC now, guys, wow. Brendan even can't believe it. There it is, wow. Nice little move to the upside here for AMC, up $1 now on our break. So there it goes, man. We're really happy with trading today. So what's up, Brendan?
GME still going as well, guys. Watch those meme stocks. TIGR and FUTU, those Chinese fintechs that had some regulatory issues that popped up 2 days in a row here. If you remember, this one yesterday had a big move initially. Didn't really do much the rest of the day, but going here again, 8% for Tiger, guys.
Tiger, not Tiger Woods, y'all, but
Tiger Woods, y'all.
So Prague, by the way, right up to 350. And while I was sort of adjusting my orders on Coinbase, one of the problems about getting 2 symbols at once, or 4 symbols at once in this case, or 3 symbols at once for me, is I missed an opportunity right when it touched 50 and rejected. Could have had 48s to add to the 45s we have. As I said, if it comes into VWAP, I want to make sure I'm taking some profit here and scalping some out. So I'm going to get a couple of bids down there just so we're ready for it. SoFi is getting close, man. I'm sitting, you know what? I'm too far away. This is 30. Why am I at 36? It's actually just bouncing off 50. And if I'm going to say 2050 is a dip buy, why am I sitting at 36? That's probably a little bit sloppy. I can probably initiate the position here at 60s if we can, and see if we can't buy the dip even further. One from yesterday, it's not to ignore FCell, which I know was probably one of the best. We both were looking at longs on FCell, but now you're getting another rejection at the same top yesterday of 890. And if you look at the dip in the afternoon, it held support here at about 840 on FCell. I think as it comes down to that price, that's where you want to look. To me, if it breaks this, it's too much of a gap to try to hold through. 833 was a key level. I can say that without looking because I'm like 99.9% sure. There you go, 833 on the daily chart. So that to 840 would be your dip buy range on FSL. If it doesn't hold, I'd walk away from it. But I'm now trying to catch some SoFi in the 2060s. I'm not going to chase it too far though. Brendo?
More earnings related trades, guys. Netflix just went positive, so red to green here. For Netflix through that pre-market high earnings tonight, obviously aftermarket for Netflix, but trying to get back to those highs up there, guys.
All right. Yeah, Netflix, again, I think it's going to be a big report, but the thing is, everybody's so hyped up about Squid Game. I just don't know. Look, I love Squid Game. I love me some Squid Game. It's just, I don't know if it's a little bit overhyped and how it's going to affect their earnings, but it should do that, and we'll just see what's going to happen because, again, are more people subscribing now because of Squid Game? Well, I guess we'll wait to see. That's what everybody's waiting for, so we'll see that today coming through on Walmart earnings. I'm excited for them.
Yeah, we'll definitely see with that Netflix. It's going to be a big one, certainly because it's the first of the FANG names. Just to come back to Walmart, it's still, if you look what it's doing here, I'm kind of pleased to have gotten away from it. It's consolidating and giving you a couple of chances off this 144.25, but I'm not getting. That's not as good a price as we got on the dip the first time, and I hate buying at a higher price this early. We're still only 15 minutes into the market open. I'll alert to Prague because it's making another run here and might have missed a chance. Like this should have been an add at 48 and then definitely taking some out in the mid 30s. I'm sitting at 33, 35, so it'll be a bit of a bungle if I end up losing 5 cents on this trade without having taken any profit. But you can see what's going on at this 350 level. This is now going to be the third test, and from here, air till 4, right? So Prague, obviously a monster level here at that 350. We'll give it one more chance, and then not Biggie, give it one more chance. We'll give Prague one more chance, and then Tesla. It's a great song, by the way.
Yep.
A Tesla getting pretty close to that first, I think, shot at a dip buy, which will be around this 865-ish area. So patience on Tesla seems to be working so far. Brendan, what's up?
Popped up yesterday, guys, this Marqeta, which is MQ. They talked about a bunch of work they're doing for Coinbase, Fold, ShakePay, and other crypto-related products on the reward side of things, the card and spending side of things as well. So MQ here having another pretty good day, 8.5%.
All right, well, let's just review then some of our trades that we've been into. We did average into that DraftKings, so a big shout out. Thank you to the trader formerly known as Jude Fernando. A great name as well, wins the name game there as well. But nice move to the upside. We did short that rate against 50. I mean, this is what we talked about, in the pre-market. So there's a couple outs again. And let's go Coinbase right now, or Coinbase, DraftKings right now as we're trying to make that money here. And it looks like we're going to have a decent opportunity to do just that here because we're rocking and rolling now. DraftKings down to the downside. We now have that 25-cent winner on this name. So we'll see if it can hold. Again, this is where it bounced last time. Bounced last time right into yesterday's high. We've already been down here. We just touched 50. Maybe you got to put a bid there. Let's do that. Let's just put a bid at 50 in case it does, kind of make that move one more time to the downside there. So that's what we're looking at right now, 49.52. BTC, not doing much, guys. When it starts to move, I'll let you know, but it's up and down and around. It does break that 63 there, but now you're back to 62.7. So right now, Bitcoin just dancing.
And a name that I've talked about a few times here. I love what they're doing. They're somewhat related to DraftKings because they're in the betting business as well. Fubo TV. Thank you guys for pointing it out because this was on my list, and I keep always forgetting to talk about it because we never really makes our watch list. But for me, I look at this 31. They're just trying to put in a bit of a double top. It would have been a dip buy to 30 had I been paying attention to it at the open, but you can see we're a little bit distracted. There is room to go. You've got 31.60 is the next resistance level. From there, like $34, guys. So stamp my approval on a 31 breakout on Fubo TV here. We're going to go right back to Brendan, then I'll come back with Prague.
Just on NEO, guys. NEO popping up here. Looks like they've released some details about the upcoming NEO Day 2021. So NEO through pre-market highs there at 40.50, up almost 3%.
NEO on the move. I mean, obviously NEO moving. You have Tesla moving as well, so we'll get to that. Prague failed breakthrough 350. We're right back into it. Anytime I see that set up, it's going to be a reversal right back into the short. So the best trade has been the long for this name, but you are seeing a rejection of that 350. Big monster level. The second you see this, it goes 5 cents and rejects. It is always, almost always going to be re-entry. If there's no liquidity in the stock, I wouldn't do it. I'm right back on the bid in front of VWAP, guys. So going to rinse and repeat that. Hang on to EDSA. Tesla went to 68s and then made a bit of a turn here. And like I said, Fubo through 31. I like that for a long.
So it went to 68. Okay. Yeah, so right now we're just catching that money because look at SoFi, man. SoFi, good trade there. We did talk about buying that bottom, and now it's trying to make a move back to the upside. So let's see if it can hold that. We didn't get anything out. I'm thinking like up into here would be a pretty decent spot for me, but that was a good buy downside. And if the market rallies like it's trying to do again right now, I mean, this has been a wishy-washy morning. I mean, down, up, back down. Now we're trying to take out previous highs in the pre-market, so that's going to be a good trade. Hopefully SoFi long, especially if the market goes. I think we might have something there, so I'm pretty happy with that one. AMC, man. Look, this is always going to be one of those flyers. It was $1 in the money. Now we'll wait to see. It's testing VWAP. This thing could fall back in, and if it does, it does. We already took out a decent spot there. Now we'll wait to see if AMC can continue to go. No idea. We emptied out again. This was a big move for us on Macy's, so we did get it out. We should have noticed that there was some consolidation here at 27. We'll hold this, but again, it could get some strength here with the market. But I'm still willing to hold this Macy's a little bit back down here to 27 and see if we test and then re-break. So a nice little back move here for Macy's. I just thought. Like normally I would reload this right now, but I think we're okay just holding on to what we have right now on M. So let's wait to see if Macy's makes that move to the downside. And then, hey, Walmart's been bouncing around. It just comes right back to VWAP and we get out. So right now we're going to hold a small piece of Walmart and just see where we go from here. But right now Walmart seems to be fading. We did talk about buying into here, so this is really what we're waiting for, is any kind of dips for Walmart. But it doesn't look like they're loving. I mean, the conviction that Goldman has, I don't know if they're following it up with any buys, but again, I think midway around here would be a good spot to get some more Walmart. So that's what we're waiting to do. And right now, I don't know if it's Ms. V or let's go Ms. V.
Hey, Sean, Palantir is reaping to the upside. Stock is up more than 3%. Do you guys see any opportunities in PLTR today?
Ooh, hell yeah. We missed Palantir, but thank you, Ms. V, for bringing that up. Someone said that Ms. V's new name should be V Money. I'm all over that. I like V Money. So yeah, good one there. We initially started with Ms. V, but I like V Money. So let's go Palantir. Wow, guys, finally, guys, we'll spin it because I was just talking about Snowflake overperforming the Palantir, but today is Palantir Day. Welcome to 3.58%. And Brad, my hat is in the car. I keep forgetting to bring it here. So I got to bring it in. My hat's in the car.
Here
It'll be here. It's in the building, in the parking lot. So I guess it's technically here with the parking lots in the basement. So that's okay. But nice little move upside for Palantir. Where do we stop? Nobody knows. 25.30 is the 50 period here. So, that could be a good move. It's a nice move up for Palantir over the last couple of days. Bang, bang. We were just at 23. Now we're at 25. That's 10% there in 3 days. So congratulations to anybody that bought the bottom. But right now, Palantir, I guess I just got to buy dips. I don't know what the market's going to do, but 4% seems a lot for Palantir. So anything back down here, man. We talked about the base it was building at 24, and today you get rocket fuel to the upside. So a pullback in, we'll look at it. But for right now, thanks for bringing it up, and Palantir continues to rock. And yeah, that makes this guy pretty happy.
Yeah, and look, someone asked here, like, why did I say on Tesla 865? Well, quickly, I thought we got into it in the pre-market. Apologies if I never got to this name. But you go back to yesterday's action. It just comes down to consolidation. And I was long Tesla yesterday. This is why I know. And it was finding resistance all day long before an afternoon breakout at 65. So when you make a push into that new level, of course, at 880, I'm going to go right back to that breakout price. There was a dip to 87, which it looks like it's respecting a little bit more in the afternoon. But that's where I came from 85. With previous resistance the day before on a momentum move up, turns into that support. PROG, I know there's a lot of bulls out there, but we got to trade price action. So when I see this, I'm going to do it every single time. We had the long trade. We liked it. 350 was way too parabolic at the open into 350. So when I saw that wall, it ran away from it. Second time through, it breaks and then rejects. So that's going to be a short entry pretty much every single time I see it. I just got a first leg out here in front of VWAP. If it breaks lower, I'm looking 325 for the next leg out. And then I'll be flat in front of 310. That's that previous breakout price. Again, resistance turning into support is the idea. Brendan?
We had Alibaba on the list, guys. JD.com just popping up there on volume. I also saw Sauna, all-time highs today. ChargePoint, CHPT welcoming Lisa Mulrooney-Gross. Not, I double-checked, of the Canadian Mulrooney fame, but as Chief People Officer at ChargePoint. They're having a nice day. 5% here, guys, on huge volume. It's worth mentioning.
Yep, I would not know what role a chief people officer would be. I mean, is that an HR role? I guess so. Okay, welcome to someone just got an HR role, so that's good. That's not enough for me to buy anything, but we will wait to see what happens with that said role there. So congratulations for that. Okay, so DraftKings again. That does fail. It looks like the market is going to take out some highs here. So we're back above 50. So DraftKings right now, what was a pretty good trade, now turning sour a little bit. We're always waiting for that 50-25 break. Looks like we'll be slightly negative on this DraftKings trade. I was not expecting this kind of a move. We are waiting for a little bit of a higher take there, but yeah, probably worth a short again. We're already in this name, so we'll just kind of massage this and see where it goes from here, because right now DraftKings just kind of hanging out near the high side, and I just feel like it could come back. I mean, if I would have watched this go through there, I was talking too much about Palantir, then maybe we would have shorted somewhere around that 50-25, but now that gives us a nice out. So we'll take one more share here, try to hold that 50-25 and see if that is the high of the day. So that's what I'm going to be looking at right now. AMC still 23 cents in the money. Macy's going to the downside. SoFi taking out almost, it took out 21 again. Maybe that's something that we need to look at. And then
Watch
Walmart.
out for KVL here.
Yeah, Walmart's still 15 cents in the money. I'll look. KAVL. Yeah, okay, that's another name that we have on our watch as well. So we'll look at that. But I think it's Brendan time.
I can't remember. It was 11.25 million on the free float. Just wanted to double check on that. So yeah, halt candidate here. This food retailer, guys.
Yeah, we had that on the watch list. So there was, I don't know, whatever. 288 is a bit of a level on Cavill is all I can get to here. And it's not Cavill. I'm just going to call it that because of the ticker. But it just turned at 250, which is basically just a round number. There's nothing on the daily chart that would suggest it should run into resistance there. But 250, it's turned. I still think there's room until you get like I guess a resistance level that some bag holders might be more interested in. That's going to be that 288. So it's on my radar. As Brendan said, 11 million float. It's done 20 million shares. It is 1,000,000% a halt candidate. And the market just bounced, by the way. So we're back up to 0.4% on the NASDAQ and the same thing on the ES. Tesla looks like it doesn't want to get to this 865. It's holding a lower high. I'm trying to be very patient with buying this dip. I have not bought the dip yet in Coinbase. I'm thinking the same sort of thing here. I'm still sitting trying to catch this at 08. We probably got out too early some of the 02s here, but it's trying to put in a lower high as well. Some consolidation off this 300 level. If it wants to break back out, I think there's going to be another long trade. And I don't normally ever consider Silvergate a day trade. But now down 11%, and it's trying to put in a higher low off of 138. Now, this is a much weaker name after reporting, after getting the ETF coming out today. You just have all kinds of sort of tailwinds to get this back to a 120 level. I'm not saying that happens today, but this could be like a multi-day downward turn. But I'm looking at this 138. Watch it, 1-2. Now almost 3 times it's about to test this 138 level. If it goes, watch out for that 135 bottom. Got to make sure we have some locates on it, though.
Oh, man, my favorite thing. I finally get to use it right now. Oh, no, and I can't find it. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. I have so many things on here. I cleaned them up, but I have to do a much, much better job. Where is it? There it is. I was already on the page anyways. Okay, I'm reloaded. So there we go, man. We did reload that DraftKings there, and now, yeah. So, again, we take advantage of that. Take DraftKings to the downside, man. We reload that off that 50-25. We actually got 17s, out O's, out 90s, and now we'll hold for a little bit of a bigger move to the downside. And that's the thing, man. To be wrong on a name, but to still have some future looks at this. I mean, we've already talked about this, why we liked it, and then all of a sudden it gave us that top. It was like Merry Christmas right there. Now you have your out, right? And so the minute I had the out, then I could get reloaded, and we'll do that one more time because I like it so much and because that's what I'll do. Downside now for DraftKings, man, 25 cents in the money off that reload. We can get right back up to VWAP. Not a bad spot to get some out. I still think we can go lower than this. So here we go, especially if this market fails like it's doing right now. We also did, had some conviction in our Macy's. I talked about reloading that, but it was just so strong yesterday. I didn't want to get caught and lose this because if we reloaded, where do I get out, right? I mean, it's just one of those things. So yeah, let's get out of some DraftKings now. 30 cents in the money, guys. Everything working out for us today. Like I said, man, some days are good days and some days are great days.
And Prague, we're going to get another leg out here. So we'll do this one with a bit of a fist bump as well because play both directions. A 310 breakout. We're done with that. Now it's a short after the rejection of the break at 350. Now, I talked about the quarters here. That was that dip right at the open 935. If it makes another press down, hey, we're going back to that 310 level where I'm going to be sitting in front of the bid. I'm not trying to sit and hold this one forever. Prague has a pretty solid breakout that is looming, and I think there could be some support at that 3. We're going to try for the reload on Coinbase at that 297. There were 2 levels I liked on Coinbase, 300 because it's a round number, and 297, and I can go to the 15-minute chart for you. 297 simply because that was the top and the resistance. It had a double top there yesterday, which we mentioned in my note this morning. So looking for the dip buy again, but I want it to be in front of this 297 area. And I don't like the notion of holding this trade all the way back to the pre-market high, guys. I'll give it a few shekels below that 97, maybe even a 96 and no further. The market, I'm not saying it's about to turn negative, but it was trying to make a bounce there. The overall market, I should say. It was trying to make a bounce there, and the NASDAQ is threatening to go negative on the session. Just looking at spot Bitcoin prices, they're holding up at those highs pretty well. Tesla getting to that 865, and I think this is one of those sort of line in the sand things. If it cannot catch a bit of a bid, if I don't see some consolidation down here, I can't stamp and try to go in. We're falling like an absolute rock. Coinbase, bit of a different story because you are getting moved in crypto, but Tesla now on watch for my 865. This is more, come on, flip. There we go. This is one of those situations where it's almost like the short at like a 400 on an upstart. Like you want to see it sometimes break, get a bit of a capitulation through, and then come back in and show that support on the way back up. So trap some people that are like, oh my goodness, Tesla's going to continue to fall, and then you can jam into the long trade. Instead, it's bouncing off of 865. I don't want to miss it altogether, so I'm going to have to just take a starter position here and see what happens. Maybe give it like a 50 cents past in 865.
It's a trap. Yeah, we are not trapped at all as DraftKings now making moves, man. We trapped DraftKings actually at that top there. So thank you to Jude for that. We will look at AVIR. I thought Neil was looking, I don't know if he made a trade on that, but
Not
people
yet, but I'm
talking about AVIR. So we will look at that when we get back from Brendan at the big screen. Let's see what's happening now.
Hey guys, 10 o'clock. Let's check things out here. We are nicely positive right across the board. S&P 0.32. You can see the Dow 2.3. About the same for the NASDAQ here, 0.3. One of those kind of days. We're positive. We'll take it. The Russell 0.3 as well. Same story for Canadian stocks here. The TSX also about 0.2 to the upside. Couple things we were talking about in the pre-market here. Procter & Gamble, yeah, really couldn't get out of its own way there. Did try to go higher at the open, but right back down to that support from the pre-market. So chopping around. Lot of strength in Chinese names today so far. We talked about NIO. Here's Alibaba on the watch list, right at day highs as well. As I mentioned, JD trying to go as well, guys. So some of the Chinese stocks showing strength. Back over to you.
I kind of forgot a little bit about Alibaba. I sort of got lost in the fray of all the names we were watching here. By the way, on Procter & Gamble, it got close to that 138 level and now making a bit of a recovery. So never quite got down there. Like I said, for Tesla, it might have been a trap. So I would take the shot. I like the fail break a little bit better, but I like 865 load. There it goes. I like 865, so I did have to take a shot at it, trying to hold it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't provide the setup that I love. So there's not going to be an average in. There's not going to be a full position on. It's just gonna stop out almost immediately. For it's only about $1.50, which isn't a lot for an $800 stock. But when the momentum is this strong back into the downside, off an 880, and again. Look, I said all week that I would try to be short in front of 880. I just don't like that setup on low volume in the pre-market to get into position. It's too thinly traded. It just never gave you a shot. But 880 has been that turn. And if you go to the 15, your next level down is going to be sitting at 850, if not 855. Coinbase is trying to hold this 97 area. I'll give it to this 96. If it doesn't want to hold that, then it looks like the pullback is on, which means the only short I have on I got to hold, and one that I just got into because the market is dipping, is going to be SoFi, which pulls right back into this range. Now, this is the chop zone, all the way to about 20.25 before it made that push to that 21 high. So there is a lot of wash in this range between here and 2025 that you got to give some room to on SoFi. And with the market coming back in as heavily as this, I expect we should test the full amount of this range.
SoFi, yeah. I mean, I'm still in that one, but we did get it out, but we're still waiting for it to come through. So, yeah, SoFi, come through when you want to, because we're sitting here waiting for you. So hopefully that can happen. We just did take out another piece of DraftKings, like short again, and then there we go. So we're still holding some of that. You can also follow me, guys, on Instagram, and it's important. You don't have to, but if you are following someone on Instagram that's not me, you may get bombarded with Bitcoin requests, and please do not follow said requests. Obviously, I don't think you guys would do that, but just it's like more of a not PDA, that's public display of affection.
Public service announcement.
Yeah, PSA, that's what it is. Yeah.
Right, PSA.
No PDAs here, but yeah, so that's going to be one that make sure that you just follow it. That's all, and be very, very careful. I just had to say that because there is some people that are like that. Yeah, we did talk. I did see people talking about Affirm.
Oh my God.
I said to short Affirm, but I guess I was a day early on that call because today Affirm is pulling back a little bit. And again, short this one to your own peril, but it is coming to the downside right now on Affirm, that 160 top. I don't know. I mean, you can look at a daily chart. There's not much to see here. I don't know where Affirm stops. I mean, a 130 maybe bid there if the market does give some back, but Affirm right now, rocking and rolling. It's not too dangerous. I mean, we've had these moves before, so nice little $5 move to the downside. Trying to find out where to maybe pick this up on a buy, but I don't. If the market fails here, Affirm will go down harder. So that's part of the risk with Affirm.
Yeah, I mean, the day that I don't do it, and that's someone asked the other day like what my favorite setup is, and I was trying to find in real time a version of that pop and drop off the pre-market high. Affirm is the perfect setup, so that's pie in my face. I should have had this. Breaking that high of the day, 160, immediate rejection, and then a chance to grab some 158s or something in that range a little bit low. Because look at the consolidation, right? It rejects that breakout of the high and then gives you the consolidation lower. You're able to short it off of that high of the day. I mean, it doesn't get any cleaner than that. I just wasn't looking at Affirm. Like what happened, and candidly, like Coinbase happened. Like that news came in on Coinbase, sort of making that trade a bit of a pre-market trade, and then we're trading it at the open. I just got the dip. It manages to hold, so kind of a wick down and then hold these levels. If it breaks back above 300, I'm looking at this 302 where there was like it chopped up here for a second and tricked me to get some out at 302, and then it turned into resistance on the way down. So I'll take some out in front of that 302 if we get close to it again, just based on what I'm watching here. A couple of the small cap names. I'll go back to this EDSA, if only because it is really starting to barcode down here, and it's not a ton of barcoding. And I have a bid sort of just below this current low here at 820. And there's no point being this tight to a level like this. If it breaks, it's probably going closer to that 8 even or 775. So I am going to move my order a little bit further away. That's just one of those. Just sort of a teaching thing, right? Like if you're sitting, is 820, you're sitting at 815. Well, if it breaks a level like this, you're out instantly, and the momentum is probably going to take it down another extra 15 or 20 cents. So you might as well take advantage of that if you can, which I'm going to try to do here. Like I said in Coinbase, it gets up to that 0102. I want to take some of this dip buy out, and PROG. Yeah, we said we would get all out in front of 310. This has been a pretty simple trade. It was yesterday's top. I can show you on the 1 minute. This is yesterday's top at 311 break. You take the breakout, it goes to 350. We get out at the top. Tried the short in front the first time, it failed. We try it after the failed break, and then it's like all the way out right into 310 even. So playing that range because we know the defined levels. Once 310 was set for us yesterday, we liked it for the break. Once 350 was a top set for the fail, we like that, and we just play inside of the range in both directions. Sometimes it is that simple, not always, but every now and then you get the nice little power-up action available to you. Of course, now you want to make a turn Tesla. Sometimes it's going to happen, right? Like Tesla goes down to like 62, it looks like 62 and a half, and is making this consolidation. So a little bit deeper than we expected with the market trying to make another bounce here. By the way, the ES and the NASDAQ are moving like, 0.2% up and down and not really doing much of anything. So as much as you're seeing a lot of individual movement, this is why you follow a watch list or look at names that we're talking about, because they're moving and the market ain't. Brendo?
We did go red there on this BITO, guys, very, very briefly, but right back above this 41. So a bit of a buyer at 41, but all kinds of volume, way more than I was expecting on BITO, guys.
I like this. Yeah, I mean, you were just talking about Bitcoin there, but Bitcoin's not moving, so 62.6 right now. So maybe mispriced again. It's the futures, right? So it's not that. That's the key thing. Like it's not going to follow spot Bitcoin. So you're going to have to, it's more the sentiment to go forward with Bitcoin. That's hence the futures, right? Like the SPY and the S&P are 1-to-1, so we know that. But I like AVIR if it breaks through 15 here. So let's try that. I mean, the level is really 14 and change, I guess. 14.25 or so. That's not going to help us. On this,
to me, it's getting to the short.
Yeah, right now it could be into the short here, but AVIR just continuing to go upside. So congratulations to anyone that's been long that name so far. We do have a new position alert here. We did average into SoFi, and I just noticed here that if we're going to take this trade, we got to watch out for this 2030 bottom. So right now SoFi coming into play here, 2030 bottom. One last stab at this, and then we'll see if it can hold these highs. So or these lows, hold them and then go higher. So that's what we're looking at right now with that one. We've sort of just been resting on our laurels laurels here with AMC. I didn't even realize it went down here to 43.20, so that's probably a decent buy right off the open. We talked about 42.50. Unfortunately, I'm waiting at 42.60, so we missed that bid by 12 cents before it goes up about $1.50. So we'll see if it can take it again. It's right at 43.50. That's VWAP right there. I almost like this break better, so 43.90 break. We're going to go longer on AMC, and I don't mind averaging in if and when we get back down to 43. So AMC right now on my watch for sure.
Yeah, I meant to check in on GameStop as well when you mentioned AMC, and I haven't done that yet. So, I mean, AVIR is getting into this 1450 area. There's not a lot of levels here on this stock, ultimately, because it's gapped down so far. Like, you go back on the daily chart to forever, and you're not going to see anything. I started at 1410 and just tried to pick up some shares at 1430 or so. It's going to be hard to see because this scaling is so bad. There you go. This 1450 on the 1 minute would have been a level in the pre-market. I tried to get some shares there in the 30 to 40 range in front of it. You're going to see it just wicked up there and then rejected. So the second time through, I don't like catching it. To me, it needs to consolidate lower and break down from here, which means, oddly enough, I'd rather be selling in the low 14s and breaking 14 than up at 1440, if that makes sense to you guys. Brendo?
Yeah, I just double checked. It was October of 2020 that thing came to market. So all-time lows today for AVIR. I mentioned strength in Chinese names. This one included, guys. DD Global. Big volume spike there through 850, trying to take back some important levels here for DD.
All right. I did want to look. Yesterday we did have space to the short side. We took it late and then got out. That was not working. But space was short there, out, short there, and out yesterday. So right now, space looking to take out its pre-market low again of 1930. If we zoom this, I can't zoom it too much again because it's scaling, like Neil mentioned there. Let's just make this the full screen. Yesterday, so just finding some bottoms there, 1919 evens. So again, if we do get this 1930 break, we have to watch out for 19 flat, maybe even 1915. There as well. But with the momentum to the downside here for space, it tested 20, now it's right back in. So if we can get some love back to 1970, I think that should be a short. But we'll see if we can play some momentum to the downside. A break of 1930, we want to execute that for space. So that's going to be one look that we have. Whoa, hello, PaySafe. Look, I mean, it's finally starting to go up, so we won't ring the register, but we'll just say to Pokeroo, hopefully November 10th can come. I don't know if anybody knows Pokeroo. I believe it's a Canadian thing. So shout out to everybody in Canada as we'll do this one more time. But PaySafe, a nice little move back to the upside here over the last couple of days, like $7 bottom. We'll see if it can break through this 50 period of 8. So there we go on that one. Macy's still making moves to the bottom. It's at its lowest spot it's been at all day here. Again, 27 as we hold the 27.50, fresh off the sticky notes.
Yeah, so I mean, I just meandered out loud there. Like, was that today's special only in Canada? I actually did not know that. I thought it was also in the States. AVIR, it tried to take at that 1450. This is almost exactly what Prague did, although this stock is way stronger, and it's got a ridiculous profile here to it as well, where it does a failed break through the high, goes about 5 or 10 cents, and then immediately flushes. So exactly the same thing I did before, only at a better price. I'm gonna get stopped out on the short trade, and then it immediately rejects the long breakout, and then suddenly I'm going right back into the short. Now, if this one breaks 14, this is gonna be gangbusters here because we ended up with a better price. It just broke 14, so I'm gonna get some. I gotta get some bids out here. I want to make sure I'm on the way down to 1350. There's no levels to work off here, right? Like, this is a jailbreak at 1450. People caught buying the top on that breakout, and then I'm gonna grab in here at 45 on a short. And then if 14 is a stop for some people that took a 1450 break, I want that momentum to start taking me out so I can make the money back we lost on the first short. Crazy action on this AVIR, and I feel like this is going to be an all-day kind of thing because down so far, ridiculous volume, low flow. You get everything here that you'd want for an all-day day trade. Brendo?
Snapchat, guys, popping back up again today. 2 days in a row, I think we've talked about Snapchat. They've launched a augmented reality studio to help companies and brands create augmented reality ads to be run on their platform. It is down on the day. Big flush there at the open, but interesting story for Snap.
Look, I feel responsible because no one on this desk ever shorts, right? So I'm going to go short right now at this level here, and that was just a joke. Look at CEI, 172 short.
What the?
Yeah, exactly. So we are now short CEI right here. Bang! bang on the short rate. That will rain down some cash on this short as we protected that 180, man. It took me a little bit of time to find that one, but we went back here. We identified some 180 levels right up here, and we short this name to hell with UCEI. I know a lot of you are probably long, but your boy right now is short. So I guess I can't be the people's trader if I'm going to short names that I know you guys are long, but right now, a nice move downside, man. 12 cents in the money. This is what we're doing, man. We're just going to hit some home runs on some of these names right now. We got to clear it out. Nice move happening right now on CEI, guys.
Yeah, and some consolidation below that 14. So I was right here on the bid in front of 80, 1380 on AVIR, and it's bouncing back to the upside no matter what. This thing makes a fresh high, I am gone. Like I'm not gonna hold this to a fresh high. It's already made this jailbreak once. If it makes it again, I don't want any part of it to hang on to the short. It's just the gap is too big. The gap is entirely too big to fill up. And if it does try to fill everything, like forget about everything, I guess back to this level here, like 1750, like a break of 15, like I think that's what you're talking about. Like what else are you looking at, besides something like a 1750 here? And that's at 15 breaks. Currently, I don't know why it has a list of high on my chart as 22. It clearly never went there. I got out of that Coinbase, but then it managed to hold the pre-market low. So I'll take one last shot at Coinbase. And if you're not watching this BITO, you don't care about the chart, but I can tell you, like, it is like the liquidity is pretty good. It's all over the place, but it broke the low of the day, and you have to watch that. So it broke the low of the day and then consolidated. That's what for sure got me out of that Coinbase, which was such a good long before. Now long off the low of the day because you are holding this bottom. Spot prices are holding up very, very well here. That's the other thing. As much as you're getting a pullback, and that's why I sort of calmed myself down, was like, I should just make sure I get some kind of a hold on this Coinbase because really I think it's overreaction to this BITO coming down to the bottom.
Okay, like I'm not even, I mean, this is like, I'm in another world right now. Look right now at SoFi right there. We take that bid. We talked about where we wanted the bid, man. That's a big position for me. So tick, 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 tick to the upside there. And like we just made this trade turn out into be a cash trade right there as we put on our biggest position down there at the bottom. That's the one thing that I feel like I'm getting better at, not averaging in all the way and just waiting for some key levels. Like this is going to look a little bit silly, but that wasn't a huge trade. More there because we backed it up, man. And we looked at SoFi where we wanted this long, like right there. So bang, like that's going to be, honestly, I'm spinning it again. This has just been such an amazing run here in September and October that we'll just continue it right now. And you want to talk about a run that we're having. I mean, yo. What up, DraftKings? Shout out to Jude Fernando there, trader formerly known. I hope Jude's okay because, formerly known as, but there it is right there. $1 now in the money on this DraftKings trade, man. We talked about that fading out, and see ya, adios, amigos. We'll check you at the bottom because DraftKings right now to the downside right there. And I know a lot of you are saying, Sean, get out of CEI, get out of CEI. I mean, I did. So right now, I'm not super heavy in this. We still have a piece left. Let's see if it goes down to the bottom right now. But hey, man, for so far, today, man, fail CEI at the top at that 180 we talked about. I mean, that was going to be my out. So I actually had another one to go at 74, which is, wish we would have got that. I mean, then we'd be setting this on fire. But for right now, we'll have to wait on CEI because if it comes back to 74, I don't even know if I want it anymore. We're pretty light on this. Let's take out one more piece and then just hold a flyer spot right there. But CEI, again, a great trade there. And there goes SoFi, man. Hell yes. Thank you so much, SoFi, man. We'll hit the siren alert for that one. We put the chart back. We zoom back. And there it is, destroyed SoFi. So hopefully SoFi keeps going upside. Let's take another piece off, though.
Yeah, for me, SoFi, I'll do this for it because it broke that bottom. And once it broke the bottom, I took my out. And I'm staring at this AVIR. It's like you can get an aneurysm if you stare at the level 2 on some of these too much here. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on the chart. But the price action when it just got to this top again, if I wasn't already in the short, when it just retested the high of the day here, that 1460, I would have probably gotten in another time because that is another failed break at 1450. I'm completely, like if it breaks 1450, I'd be shocked if it didn't halt on a 15 break. And if it retests and takes out this 1380, which I shouldn't even be in front of on the bid, I think you could see a bit of a halt to the downside as well. So inside of the range, I've got it. At this point, it feels binary, man. Like either I'm getting almost $1 on this trade or I'm getting stopped out on the high. I just don't see any in between on this thing. That's how crazy it is. So I'm in position. I managed to have it here at the 1445. So if it takes out the high, I'm literally risking 15 cents in slippage. And I think we have $1 to $1.50 on this trade. So let's just hang on to it. I'm no longer bidding 1380 because It just feels like I'm bidding too early if it makes that breakdown. Brendo?
Another impressive looking chart here, guys. Earnings for Apollo Global Management, fund manager, 6.3% today. All-time highs as well for APO. Apparently, they doubled their assets under management in their latest quarter, so nice report for them as well. Up big time for APO.
Okay, like DraftKings, I told you we'd see at the bottom, but you know, what is up right now? We'll hit the check mark down there. Where is the bottom going to be here on DraftKings? Like short. It almost feels like there was news about this because we talked about DraftKings. I said that the minute the market turns around, man, DraftKings is gone. What up, Randy? Thank you for the fruit, man. That was very kind of you. And as we go to the downside right now, maybe this is a spot, 48.50. Like, we're just going to take this $1.50 on DraftKings and call it a day right now? We've been talking kind of crap about DraftKings for a while, and now we're getting paid off. So bye-bye DraftKings, a nice little move to the downside. I'm not even sure if we're going to put a bid right here on DraftKings, but there it goes to the downside. $1.50, man. And wow, I'm sure glad we didn't get out of that one. And I know, Neil, we have our rules, and if you get ticked out, you get ticked out. I was giving SoFi just a little bit more room, but on that note, it's still down on the day. So, you know, when a stock is down on the day and the NASDAQ's still positive, I don't really need to be following this. So, you know, we took it out. We're getting lighter and lighter right now on SoFi, just to let you guys know. I don't know if this retraces all the way back up. That's why bang, 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 bang. As soon as this fill came and then we ripped up, I was like, take me out, man. We're already in the promised land right now today. So a nice little out there for SoFi. I just want to bring it to everyone's attention.
And as you showed DraftKings to the downside, after the deal closes for the score, Penn's actually to the upside. So it's trying to break an 80 area here. With the market not really doing anything and looking weak in some regard, and that fall off in DraftKings, it's hard for me to like an 80 break. But I mean, there's room here for Penn National to get up to like this 85 or so. I de facto became a shareholder because I own shares of the score here in Canada. But you know, obviously, I'm happy to see this reaction. It is a bit of a rejection, but if we can consolidate long enough, maybe a late day break might be the way to go on Penn. Like, I'd rather it consolidate here, the market level off a little bit, and then look for a bit of a breakout through this 80 level. Because you're seeing it go back and forth. This consolidation looks pretty solid for now, but you just don't want to be too early because it's already rejected this high once. I don't want it to do it again. This AVIR, I don't know what to make of this thing because I keep saying it's like if it takes out the top, this could halt on you. It's come $4.50 from the bottom here, and that's just at the open, let alone the fact it was trading at 9 earlier in the pre-market, and I kind of feel like I got the top here. A couple of times it's rejected the high, but this volume is just insane. It's churning through. It's holding up on volume. It's like it needs to what to get off the pot, and it's 1380 that it needs to break. And once that happens, I think I'm good to go. But the risk to reward is too juicy. It's 15 to 20 cents worth of risk, maybe a little bit more depending on slippage. So I'm going to hang on to that one. That Affirm, which I'm not sure is necessarily done for the day, trying to catch a bit of a bid. So it gave you that perfect rollover trade. But have a look here. Yesterday's dip came to 155. It's now holding resistance at 155. I think this. If the market rolls over, Affirm should be headed back down to 145 at some point. Doesn't mean it's going to happen right here, right now, but a big test and a big level at 145 on Affirm. The problem is you shorted here. Really, you only want to give it about $1 because your best short was up at the top, and just because you missed it, you don't want to chase too far, guys. But I'm very close to thinking about putting this one on as I watch the NASDAQ roll over. It would be $1 stop on Affirm, and then I can scalp some off the low of the day for a win reward, and then try to hold the rest, maybe to a 150 even, let alone a 145. And Prague holding that 310 area. If it pops back up to 350, it does have both that short in front and the breakout still in play.
All right, we have our Virgin Galactic break there. Again, not a huge position. I do want to average in if it gets back up to 20. So like I said, we're doing better on trying to average in and get these key positions. DraftKings goes at $2 and went all the way down to 48, so it went $2.20 in the money. It's getting ready to come out. If we break back above here, above this 6, like I almost feel like that was news that I didn't see. So I don't know, but I didn't see anything either. So we'll wait to see. But if we crack back above here, man, we're going to get out for that $1.50 and then just not worry about it. Macy's still on the downside. SoFi still rocking and rolling. And then unfortunately, Walmart's not doing anything. We just took another bid here on Walmart. I mean, I'm not going to let this one fade all the way back in. It's not a heavy position, but again, just because of the way it moves, I still think we can can get back upside here around this 144.30-ish area, which would put us, nicely in the money, but that still has to happen. So right now, Walmart, we just took another spot right there, but it's been a good day, man. We're holding a lot of positions, hoping something happens, and including AMC. There's that bid that we wanted, so let's get some out right again here on AMC and then throw it over to the big screen with our small cap recap. Brendan's been killing it today, by the way.
Hey guys, yeah, lots of great opportunities right across the board today. We'll start with this EDSA, pretty clear level at 950. That was leading into the open, then above that 980 to 10. If you go to the daily chart, couldn't even trade back above that 950 going into the open. So added on the breakdown there. Nice move down to 858. So a great trade on the fade side for EDSA. OLB I mentioned right before the open. Frustrating one for me. There was a buyer at 6 that was buying up a ton of shares, so that kind of scared me out of that trade. I tried it twice, got out both times in front of 6, and then that happened, so we're down to 540, but had the right idea. Anyways, positive trade, we'll take it. IFRX, I was going to give this back to 3. Big dump there at the open, so added more on the breakdown as well. It goes all the way down to 260. Pretty easy so far today, guys. Back over to you.
Speaking of pretty easy, the gates of held EDSA because I just covered it. It made that low at 808. Boom, like an 808. If you know that song, then you're as old as I am. But it bounced off this, got that 820. It's a 774 close, and that's close enough to all the way back in that we're going to ring the register on it. And I feel like AVIR. And look, I just said in the chat that I would have zero problem saying to you, like if you were long here. Like, I got 14.45 short, 46 short if you round up. It's 45.7. But if you were long here as well in this range, like a 14.20 or a 14.01, and you're using that 13.80 as your stop, there's just as much upside as I think there is downside if it comes back in. Like, ultimately, and here's the thing, like the short's starting to come in here, broke that 80. I just took some out for an 80-cent winner, and I think we're going to probably get more down in the view up. Like, I'm going to take 13s, maybe some 12 evens. But if you were in that same long trade, at like 14.05, 14.10, that's risking 30 in slippage. That if it broke 15, it might have halted to the upside and you're getting like 16, 16 and a half. So that was one of these rare situations where if you happen to be in the long in that consolidation, like where I was sitting in the short, there's nothing wrong with it. Like it's actually probably a good risk to reward. And that's the notion here. Like it's not just about, this stock has to go up or this stock has to go down. Sometimes it's just about the setup. And really, on a coin flip, if you've structured it correctly, both directions could be worthwhile here when a stock is moving like this. That's what I think we're seeing here in AVIR. Prog, by the way, continues to try to hold back at this 310 level. So, I took mine out at 310 because that's where the breakout was at 311. It ends up breaking, holding 3 even, and we're right back above this 310, 311 on a consolidation, at least trying to consolidate now. This is what it looks like on your 15-minute chart, which sometimes, when in doubt, zoom out, right? Like if we're able to hold this, look what happened when it consolidated at $2. I'm not saying this is going to, run all the way back up to 350 right here, but you got to watch out for something like this. If it starts holding this, 295 to 3 area for multiple days, and I'll probably try it off the long here in front of 290 if it wants to consolidate down here some point today. But you see it happen over and over again where you get the capitulation, it comes back down, puts in lower highs, but holds that support and breaks back out. So don't throw this out. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater and something like a Prog just because it rejected 350. As long as it holds that call it 280 probably to $3 area, it could still be good for a bit of a long trade. I do want to come back over to Tesla because that was not a good one for me. I couldn't find my way into this one properly off that 865 area. It did dip, it did break. There was a consolidation. It retook the 865. I went in over to AVIR, which is going to end up working out, but it does mean I missed the dip buy on Tesla playing off that 65 area. It's back at 871. Was that Miss V?
I believe.
No, Brendan?
One more to add to the list here, guys, today. So the SEC gives the all clear to meme land and all things meme stocks. And, of course, Kodak is going to pop up here today. So haven't talked about this one for a while. 750, guys, broke there on huge volume for Kodak.
Did you say Kodak?
Kodak is back, baby. Yeah, I remember that name when they switched over from everything cameras to everything Was it crypto? What did they do? Kodak did something. Oh, they were going to get into the vaccine game, I believe, at one point.
Yeah, the chemicals, which makes sense, by the way.
Was Kodak there. So, okay, let's just keep on rocking and rolling. I mean, the market's moving, and so are we. So let's do this. Walmart right now back to flat, basically. So we'll wait to see what's going to happen with that play right now. Walmart trying to go here. So, again, we'll just have to wait to see how far or where this thing goes now. 144 and change all the way back, man. We did buy those dips. We talked about that, so that's what we like to do on Walmart. So we'll look to see that. Good play so far on that one. So anyways, that's what we're doing. But I'm super happy right now because DraftKings looks like that continues to be the one. So, rate to the downside now, still $2 in the money. We did give this out up here at 48.60. I don't know if that's going to continue to hold or not, but right now, pretty happy with life on the trading side of things as it continues to move for us. Here goes DraftKings. I still wonder if there was news on that, Brendo, but I mean, I don't know. I maybe not. This is what it's doing right now. Bitcoin, hello. You may want to start looking at things now because Bitcoin, for some reason, Neil, just crashed down. So I don't know if you still have Coinbase.
I had to get out of coin because I got the reload in coin, but I took it out at 300 because I started watching that ETF and the price action and watching the spot. And it's like, look, you just can't. Like it's coming back too hard. It doesn't make sense right now. And we did think it could be a sell the news event. So in that light, at some point you got to take it out. Kodak just very, very quickly here, 780, 785. That's a level here on the daily chart. As it gets up to that price, I want to be a shorter of Kodak every time I see a resistance level on this stock. I'm shorting it.
Yep. Okay. Good. That's Kodak. At DraftKings, I still have that same out, so we'll wait for that. PaySafe now up to 810. That's a good name for us today. Wow. Okay, Apple. I mean, the market is strong, but those that old Apple know exactly what's good. And yeah, Apple, nice move, man. Wow. Still taking out tops. This is why it was my number one buy off the sticky note yesterday, man. I mean, we were long at 142. It's 148. So that's a decent win there for Apple on the high side. So we're really, really happy with that movement. I mean, I could talk about lots of these names that we have right now. You know what you guys want to talk about? Let's just spin this right now. Check out Macy's. Straight to hell goes Macy's right now, guys. I mean, what we talked about, again, off the sticky note today. Like, I'm going to keep showing it because this is what, I mean, Macy's, the number one thing, seems overdone. Short 27.50. So we did short 27.50. It's at 26.50. A nice little dollar win there for Macy's. Join the club, guys. It's free, and we're all over it. Let's go, Brendo.
All right, so my apologies on this DraftKings, Sean. There was a headline here, 10:14, so about 15 minutes ago or so. They've extended the, I like this, put up or shut up date to November 16th on that Entain deal. So we talked about that UK company Entain that they made that bid for. I think it was like $2 billion. So apparently there's an extension of the date for some due diligence, it would appear, guys.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, but it can still hit the cowbell because right now it's still cash money all over the place here for DraftKings. So we'll just wait to see. I mean, that's a ridiculous, I mean, it was wasn't it in the billions or something? I was like, is DraftKings even have that much cash? I know it's going to be stock, right? So that's the thing. So now that they're pushing these guys to the deal with the stock, and I actually forgot about that deal. So that would make more sense why this is happening, waiting for something to coil up here on that news. So we'll wait to see where that goes. But man, if you're going to dilute your shares by buying some British company there for GAM. I don't know what exactly that Entain or whatever is, but I don't like that move as a shareholder for DraftKings. So I'd rather them just build what they currently have instead of stepping out. But again, we'll wait to see what's happening right there. Check out AMC as well. A nice little siren alert on AMC as we did buy them. Ooh, we missed that top though. Wow, didn't see that one. But 43.50, got to put an offer there to take that AMC long bang, long bang. Let's wait here, 43.50. But so far today, man, it's just been a bunch of home runs. We don't have one negative stock today. And again, hold me to this, guys. Like, I'm talking about this every day, and people tweet at me, is like, wow, Sean, you were 8 for 9, you were 7 for 8, whatever. Like, and again, it's just follow on here. You can see how we trade, and then hopefully you're able to cash out on some of these plays, right? Not all of them work, but when they do, they're a lot, and they're the fun. So hopefully you're having a good time with us as well.
So while these are actually showing on the chart, as Camber comes right back to this 175 level, I'm going to show you, remember when it halted down? This is kind of crazy shotgun action, but the gist of it here is about 187 to $2. was just multiple levels of resistance and then a lower high that got put in. So in the event that a $1.75 gets taken out, if you can't figure out that there's going to be, I think, some resistance between that $87 to $2 range, then again, just look at the history of this stock, and I'll be all over it if it gets there. It just broke 75 and got to 77, so I'm trying to hold off on it. The momentum is pretty big here, and the volume is on a volume spike as well, taking out that high of the day in Canberra. There's no news that I'm aware of, obviously, but this stock doesn't need it. It's just a low float type of play here, guys, and this AVIR is just not done. So if you were holding along, I think there's a decent chance you got stopped out on that flush down that gave me the fill here at 1360, but we're right back up to this consolidation and nothing's really changed for me. It either breaks down and flushes closer to view up, not moving my bid in front of 13, and I'm not gonna hold it through a breakout of the high of the day. I think that would be entirely too reckless, but CEI is definitely rounding out into a possible trade there. As now AVIR, of course, as I say all of that, starts to work back to the downside. Prague still holding that key 310 level. I want it to hold above this a little bit longer. Like, it's been back and forth at that same 310 price. So what I'd like to see happen is, test 315 and then hold higher a little bit here instead of continuing to capitulate through that 310 level. And then once you do that, you can try to pick up some, I can try to pick up some longs. I only want to play the levels I like here in Prague. And that's been that 310 and that's that 350 at the top. Brendo, what's up?
I saw the story go by, and this is the world we live in, guys. So the BITO ETF is the first one of a few that are coming linked to Bitcoin. Valkyrie coming with their Bitcoin linked ETF. They changed the symbol today, and I kid you not, BTFD is going to be the symbol for this Bitcoin linked ETF. And I even confirmed it on my Icon platform here. They already have it. It's not trading yet. It's going to be later this week, but Valkyrie Bitcoin Strategy ETF. BTFD, guys.
So buy it. BTFD every day, all day, guys. So yeah, I'll continuously buy those dips.
Can't hate on that.
Up on that one. So DraftKings still making moves at the bottom. We're hitting home runs on this one, left, right, and center. So what we've done right now is changed this to 48.40. The bottom rate there was 50. We had a top there of 48.40. So no matter what, we're going to take this. What are we short at? So $1.80 no matter what now on DraftKings. As it breaks through here, we're going to get out. So, and again, you take the risk, you do the work, you put it in the backside there, and then you get this news tanking to the bottom. So again, we do feel pretty lucky to have this trade. Not lucky, but we do feel blessed, I guess, to have this trade on, because normally I would have emptied it out in this area, but this happened so fast that we're like, where's the news? Where's the news? And Brendan came with it. So I think that this 48.40 should hold, and we'll wait to see on that one. Macy's, we just talked about that, man. I mean, this is a one-shot wonder right there. We're still holding for more bottoms here on Macy's. I don't know where we go on this, but we saw yesterday such a big move up on Macy's yesterday that there was some consolidation in and around 26. So I'll see if we can get a 26 and change print there. We'll make sure to get it if we do have it. We did miss that AMC out. We talked about that. Wow, DraftKings now going to break through 48. That's going to be incredible for us with that $2 winner. SoFi, guys, still, man, rain down the cash on SoFi as our last bid here on the 1 minute chart. Looking pretty damn good here, the very bottom of the day. And look at that out, man, 67 right there. I told you, not going to miss too many outs now moving forward. So as long as I have to put the orders out there, make sure that we're around some key levels. We already have that out right now for AMC. It's so crazy because I should have had an offer here at 50. I love trading around these 50 levels, so that was an opportunity missed there when AMC is still looking at that bottom. But let's go longer one more time and watch out for 42.70. Kill him, Brendan.
One that's been kind of included lately, a little one here, tiny. Fuel Tech, FTech is FTEK. It's been included in the ESG conversation of late in the air pollution world of things. 23.5 million float there with a bit of a short interest as well, just popping up here. 22% again today on decent volume for FTech. It's 10:30, guys. Let's get a quick check on how things in Europe are shaping up. Miss V, tell them how things are.
Hey Brandon, European markets are mostly positive. Telecom operator Tele2 trading in Sweden is down more than 4% after posting quarterly core earnings in line with market expectations. Back to you.
Yeah, holding on to gains here as well. So far, so good, guys. 0.5% for the S&P.
So I just got out and reversed into an AVIR long, so we'll take half out for it was like an 80-cent win, and then we'll take a hit on the 14.45. And by the way, I'm on the bid of Silvergate because this level back here, 132.70, it just bounced. I think it's caught a bit of a bid. This is on the 15-minute chart, but of course, I mean, AVIR just moved. And I thought it was going to halt up on a breakout here. And I said that could be the case, but 15 manages to hold for now. I mean, look, I'm not even, you know what, it's reckless. I'm going to cover some in front of 15 because it's ridiculous not to. And if it breaks 15, I'm looking to hold through any potential halt. If this looks like it's going to halt up, I think it would be at about 16 bucks. If that's the case, I'll probably try to get out on the reopen if there is a halt. If it goes through this 15 back again here and can take out, like 1550, 1575 and resist halting at 16 even, that could be a bit of an out for me. But this is now like a bit of a jailbreak. This is ridiculous in terms of, the price action it's put in, but you got to keep in mind it's down 63%. 1750 was previous support, and the stock was trading at 50 bucks just a couple of weeks ago. So in context, this is like, look on the 15-minute chart, does it look like it's moving a lot? Not really. But at the end of the day, we were just taking out 80-cent winner and then reversing and scalping a 30-cent winner to the long side. And I think it could be an over $1 to the upside here. I said you could go both ways here. I'm going to try to do that, but there is no chance. If it resists a halt band at 16, like I look like it's about to go into that 15-second halt and comes out of it to the downside, I would just punch out immediately, because a failed halt to the upside in this, and it could drop, easily like $2 or $3.
All right. Yeah, what do I talk about? Oh, Walmart. That was one thing I want to talk about quickly here. Walmart does make a move back to the upside. So, and again, thanks to Dirty Kitchen, something like that? Dirty Kitchen food shorts. Actually, like, what's it called? Dirty Food, I think. I'll have to find it out in the Junction, a great spot to eat. Okay, so nice move there on Walmart, but we did take some out. Now it's kind of fading back in. Watch out for the NASDAQ and the ES. ES still up 0.44, so still rocking and rolling right there. Just trying to, and again, it is tough, but that's why I was saying that, thank you. Managing 6 positions is tough, but yeah, right now, BTBT, I mean, I could talk about that. I'm not super excited about BTBT myself because I don't really try to follow the crypto names, more rather this trade. Like, I'm interested in this BITO, but maybe we can look at BTBT in a second. Okay, so here we go. So one last shot here on AMC. We've been taking out these profits. This was a missed opportunity right here because we could have got some more out there, but now we're falling back in. Look at the NASDAQ starting to fall now. So money's coming out of some of these names. So it looks like, we will have a negative name on the board here, it looks like. And that could be AMC. So we're have to find out where we're going to get out on this because we don't need to be in too much trouble. And I just think like 42.25 is coming through. What is this level? 41. I mean, a 42. Let's take one more stab here, and then honestly, if it breaks through 41.50, then we'll take this dollar hit on AMC, and it would suck, but whatever. We're doing quite well today, so nothing to really shake our head at on the day's trade today. So we'll take one more shot here on AMC. Like I said, we are not averaging in too deep, but we probably do it soon, as 41.50 is going to be our breaking spot. So let's see if we can fall back in a little bit here on AMC. And just to give you, in case that was too much, my average will take a spot here at 42, and then we'll wait for 41.50. But right now AMC is dropping like a rock right here. But who's always solid like a rock is Brendan over there at the big screen. The market looks pretty solid today.
Yeah, we're trying to hold on to some positivity here, guys, but we are coming off a bit here. 0.42 for the S&P to the upside. Now you can see positivity kind of on the outside of things today, and then negativity in the middle. Healthcare, information technology, and financial stocks providing that strength so far. I just saw Penn. Neil mentioned that a couple times, 3.5%. CCL right beneath it, though, and then all of the other cruise lines and some of the hotels in negative territory, offsetting the strength from Penn National. Ulta Beauty down here as well, 5.6% in negative territory for ULTA. They came out with a corporate update today talking about some longer-term financial targets and goals that were below what people were expecting. So a bit of a sell-off there. Banks are strong once again today, helping to offset some of this weakness down here. Consumer staples as well, worth noting, to the downside. But it's all about these guys, healthcare stocks. The entire sector, you can see, in positive territory. Every single stock to the upside so far in the healthcare group. Tech stocks also having a nice day. ENPH leading in the semiconductor group. I feel like that's 2 or 3 days in a row. ENPH has been leading in the semiconductor group. AMD in negative territory. You can see Micron there also in negative territory when some of the other smaller names are positive so far. Hardware equipment makers are positive. Same story for software names outside of this. WU, 4.3% downside. The rest are good, though. So 0.5% now, guys, for the S&P. Back to you.
So I'll do this for AVIR, which on the 1460 break, I just got out for $1 when I got tricked by a bit of a refresher at 1565, but whatever. I just took it out there. I was looking for a turn at some point. And I'll say this much: somebody gonna get hurt real bad, and that's you're buying at the top of this. Who knows? I'm looking at this 16 level and saying to myself, do I really want to wait for these previous lows here at about $18 here, and you go all the way back into May where it had support? I think for sure if stock gets up to that price, I want to take a crack at it. By the way, long gone is a Kodak, now down at like 740, so that one's gotten away. But you're starting to round into this 16 area. The thing about catching a turn on a stock like this is you really, really want it to go parabolic into the level, give it a couple of shots. You have to almost allow it sometimes to break. So I'm looking at this 16 and saying, I'd rather it break 16 even, trap some longs and get into the short that way, instead of just saying, okay, well, I got out of my long. This is where you got to take it for the turn. Forget about it. Like, at this particular point, with the exception of bungling Tesla, look, I bungled Tesla. We had that one in the price area, and I think stepping in too early was part of it. I should have let it break, like I said I was going to do, let it break the level and reclaim it. That entry point worked. I said it out loud and then did the complete opposite, and that's why I'm going to be down on it. Now here on AVIR, I want the same thing. I want it to break the level, trap, and then see if we can't get a reversal on this level here. If you go short now, fine. You could take 70s and 80s and put a 20-cent stop in if you want. Good risk to reward, but it's just churning through volume, and it's still looking like it wants to break out. So I'd rather just have it test that break and then see if it doesn't flush. If it breaks out here, I'm still looking to play the halt game. If it holds to the upside, I like the reopen type of play here. I like that $18 on the daily chart, or just below that $18 range. There's lots to do. But I'm now looking for the short trade on AVIR, because it's just, it's now come like $6 from the open and $7 from the absolute bottom in the pre-market. Still room to run, but this is starting to get out of hand.
Yeah, AVIR, crazy name there. Okay, so AMC, we're still waiting for that. I wanted to look at something else here quickly. What was it? Okay, so space, we had an opportunity to get more shares there on the short, and we should have here. This is the 1 minute range. It actually ticks down to 20s there for us. We're only short 30s. I mean, this is far from a problem right now, but we are starting to tick back up. I think a good short into 1950 might be something. So I just, I'm a little bit surprised that this is still picking up steam here. We did have a bottom there of 19, so I shouldn't be that surprised. But yesterday, see, this is the problem. So we were short yesterday. It was good, right? And then all of a sudden popped up there on some volume right here into the afternoon. So, and then it hung out upside. So we don't want that to happen again here today. So we'll take one more spot if it comes up to 1950 or so, which isn't that far away. And then honestly, if we break through VWAP, then we'll get out of space and then just chalk it up to about a 20 or 30 cent loss there on that name, but I do like it through to 1950, so we'll short that if it can come up to there. A good out, it looks like, on SoFi, as we took that at VWAP. Now we're holding a very, very small piece just to watch it. That is going to be SoFi. AMC coming back from the dead a little bit here. We did take that average in. I was waiting at 42.20. We actually missed it. It goes to 25 there, 23, so we missed it by a little bit, or else we probably would be cashing out some here, as it's been a nice rebound for this name. Obviously, AMC to the upside right now, so that's been a good little rebound there, but we didn't average in. We're waiting for that. Just reviewing some trades here as we go, guys. And then that's about it. Macy's still that dollar in the money, so we'll look at that. And then just to check out on BITO today, as it's its birthday. So welcome to the futures market for Bitcoin right now, down 1%. So again, I will be trading this at some point, guys. So stay tuned for that. There's no doubt about it. But it's just right now we're going to wait to see how it trades today, read some articles, find out how it's reacting towards the actual spot price of Bitcoin, and then go from there. But right now, that's the key.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I pulled it up and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with the liquidity. It's doing plenty of volume. But if you've never actually tracked something versus the spot, like, you want to go back and review it over lunchtime, see how it's moving, watch it at the close, get a feel for it first, right? Like, I think when we started trading some of the Maras and the Riots of the world, we were doing the same thing. I finally gotten into this prog. I said I wanted to get above that 315. It does. It pressed into VWAP. It's still probably setting up for a bit of a short if you would normally look at this. And because I really only like that 350 area, I am looking for a long off the top here. And it wouldn't, forget about 290. Like, it actually has to hold this $3 higher low at this point. So I've started in here at about 314. I'll take some more shares in front of that 310 if we get a crack at it, and don't want to give it past the $3. I don't want to give away the morning that we've had on it. But AVIR, which I just finished saying I was going to look for that short, it broke that 16. then try to take out 1650 here, rejected that high, and is giving you another consolidation. So it is setting up for a bit of a rejection off of 1650, not necessarily 16 even. That's going to, come on. There's that 15, there's that 16 break, which I just tried to get. Did not pick up shares. I don't want to chase it too far, but if I can get something in the low 90s, that's at least a little bit reasonable. Oh my goodness. So yeah, it's starting to really churn to the downside here. You don't want to get caught with too many offers, but if I can catch something, oh no, didn't even get it. There we go. Come on. Give me the fill, give me the fill. Every time I put an offer in, it's like, doesn't even matter. There we go. It's got 16 even here on that AVIR. I wanted a rejection of a level. It looks like we've got it a little bit here at 1650 and then back through that 16 breakout area. Now look, if you shorted 1595 and just said, oh, I'm going to hold it forever. Well, I mean, effectively, it's the same thing now. I just don't think that's a good way to get into a trade like this because it could have gone to 18. It could have halted up. A lot of things could have gone wrong in that trade. I'll be on the bid, certainly in front of 15 even. No matter what, this consolidation level down here, unless it is halted to the downside, I'm covering in front of that 14 to 1450 area. There's no way I want to hold through that. That's looking a gift horse in the mouth, in my opinion. Stock like this, you take your profit where it lies because at any moment it could turn around, it could break the top, halt upside, and you're at $18, right? Like that's a perfectly, not reasonable, but possible thing to happen here.
Sure, if not reasonable. Yeah,
well, I don't think it's reasonable.
Well, I mean, these days with this market, yeah, we're not really sure what is reasonable. At least I'm not, anyways. Okay, so I'm still holding the same positions. I mean, I'm getting ready. I mean, DraftKings is about to come out, so just so you guys know that it made that beautiful bottom. This is going to be a big trade for me here, and it's going to come out right here if it takes out that top. So just so you guys can enjoy that one. It's 10:47. We do come with our Memes and Movers, our midday show coming up with Trader Pratt and Miss V. So that's been a popular one, and watch that. It's been real fun. Time Neil, myself, and Brendan will make cameos on that and still bring you some news, what's going on in the market, and so will Pratt and so will Ms. V. So Starbucks today, Valeria down 0.34. That might be something to look at as well. Futu, they've been asking for BTBT, so I'll give it to you quickly when we get back from Brendan.
Apple, guys, I just noticed another volume spike there on Apple, trying to get back to day highs around 149. Raymond James also jumping on board the Apple train today, talking positively about iPhone, Q3 iPhone sales.
Yeah, I mean, that's... yeah, Apple. I mean, I can't say enough about Apple. Apple. You should be buying Apple on any dips, like my boy is doing as well. And he's in the second round now with BlackBerry, so I'm pretty happy with that. Also, yeah, I still think he gets the Google job, but we'll wait. The other thing too is that people say he should be trading. I mean, he's already sat here and traded numerous days, and I just want bigger and better for him. So that's why
he was.
He's been trading for 5 years, I think, and he's only 19.
He was on our floor. We actually came on our floor and did training with our algo
I questioned
group
the legality because he was underage, but I think that was okay.
Well, no. Well,
because I think he was in sim mode, anyways.
Well, that's true. We did have a high school kid here once.
Yeah. I think it's okay.
And he graduated.
But anyway, so that's it. And then. My other son and daughter have both made trades, so as well. So they both made their trades at 4 years old. So they all know exactly what I'm up to, and believe me, I talk about it all the time. So hard not to. FCell today dropping back in. We crushed FCell yesterday. That was a fun stock yesterday, all the way up to $9. I don't even know. This was on our sticky note. Hopefully, there it is, right there. Bang. There's the trade of FCell yesterday. So again, join the sticky note. I hate to keep pumping it, but I put a lot of work into it, and it seems to be popular. So $8 break yesterday on FCell, bang, got that out at $8.70, and then now today you're fading back in a little bit here on FCell. So bounced off that $8 spot. That's just why I want to show people that there is a spot there maybe to get some shares in on FCell down there on the bottom side. So $8 is not a horrible spot for that. Macy's continues to work. AMC, we're waiting for it. Walmart's in the money, but bouncing around. We'll take out some more Walmart if it comes back to the upside. That's been a good trade for us today as well. So I'm not sure which one's going to be the trade of the day.
How have we not done any of these? I mean, it's a Bitcoin ETF day. This AVIR has nothing to do with crypto, but I'm going to use that one, then I'm going to use this one. And trader formerly known as Jude Fernando. Hey, Jude. I just covered some at 15. Well, it's going to be 15.40, 45, it looks like. But in that same range, this popped back down from 16 even. And here's the thing. I can want it to go down to 14.50, but this move started at 16.50, and I got 16 short. I can't ignore that fact. So if it halts up here at 15.50 or stalls at 15.50, I got to take the profit. I still think you can break 15, get back down into the support range, but it's been so strong. I'm going to take the profit where it lies. You do not want to have this thing. And I didn't take enough profit, I don't think, when I had this short here. I could have been more aggressive when it broke 14 even with a couple of bids down there. I don't want to make that same mistake. It's already 10:50. You already know crypto's been moving. Let's go see what else is in the world of money talks.
Hey guys, yeah, crypto on everyone's mind, I think. We are positive. Obviously, Bitcoin and Ethereum down here about 1.5% each, depending on when you look at it. 62 and change there for Bitcoin, Ethereum following suit. Everything else pretty positive so far today because the US dollar is to the downside, 0.2% for the US dollar lower. British pound, I wanted to show you the chart of it because we're getting back into significant highs here. It hasn't been up here in about a month for the pound. They're talking about rate hikes over in the UK. So a decision to come, I think it's next week, for the BOC or Bank of England over in the UK. So they're talking rate hikes in the UK, almost 138 again there for the pound. Canadian dollar higher as well, just 0.1, back above 80, almost 81 there. The euro as well to the upside. But yeah, lots of focus obviously on cryptos, guys. Back over to you.
A little bit.
A little bit of crypto action today. I'm going to, and we've just done it already, so it is what it is. I'm just going to put this offer all the way up here on SoFi, as right now it's trying to moon a little bit here. So let's see if it can go. I mean, it's funny calling this a moon, but we'll see if it can get upside right there off this 2025 bottom. So that's the piece that we still have. SoFi, a positive stock for me today, really positive actually. So pretty happy with the way that one's turning out. That is SoFi. So we'll wait to see how far it can go up, but I like this name. We'll see where it goes from here, but that SoFi is still going. I still have targets up here. That's where I put my offer right at the high of the day. So we'll see if that can come through. Probably won't, but that's what we're going to wait to see here on SoFi coming through to $21. You know, if we can get that, that'd be fantastic. And we're still waiting for our friend AMC to make a move upside as well.
And here comes round two for Kodak. Well, it's round one for me because I didn't have the short the first time, but I'm letting it take out that high of the day. I forget the name of the stock. We've done this before where everyone's looking at that 770 previous high that it put in. And I'm looking right back here to this 780, 785 on the daily chart. So once again, with that theme of what is your counterparty on the trade, and in this case, it's some people taking the long at 770. I'm already in front just in case it did make a bit of a reversal. But if it rejects 780, that's an add. If it breaks and fails 780, can't get past 785, that's also an add. If it takes out 785, I'm out of it. And then I want to hold it. Usually for Kodak, it's like if it starts working for you, you want to be in it the entire day. But that's a structure, 780 to 785. I'd let the 80 level break just the same way I let that high of the day break because I went and zoomed out to the daily chart and I care about that a little bit more. A trader formerly known as Jude Fernando, and making a very good point here. You're going to see, you know, sometimes in those big caps. I mean, I probably missed Tesla. I would have been in that one had I not bungled that long trade off the 65 area for you guys. But you know, the level was good. Just got to be able to play it a little bit tighter to the vest, I think. But this AVIR, this story is probably not going to be done for the entire day. And when you're trading one of these, it can move at any moment. And you don't always want to be relying on stop orders. You have to adjust your targets as you see price action change. Like I was sitting back at like 15, in front of 15, and then saw it check up with an iceberg at about 1550 or a big buyer at 1550 that kept refreshing and taking those levels back up. So I just covered some of it, noticing resistance. And yeah, that's what you got to do when you're trading something like this because it changes. The game changes on this on a second-by-second basis, and you don't want to ignore that. And so it can be a little bit different from the style of trading you're accustomed to. And just because it's done 75 million shares, down 62%, and has moved $6, and is great, and most day traders are looking at it, it doesn't mean everybody has to trade something like this. If it's not up your alley, then just don't do it. You can learn from it. You can watch it. Like we've been trading for a combined, few decades here, and neither one of us is trading that ETF, the Bitcoin ETF, yet. We will at some point. We're going to learn today about it, and then we're going to trade it. Brendo.
More on this DraftKings story, guys. This Entain, giving them until November 16th, if you missed it, to make a formal offer. Yeah, we said $2.5 billion. It's $22.4 billion was the initial proposed offer for Entain. So they're talking about November 16th and some conditions, I guess, for this said offer for Entain, guys.
Yep, exactly. So, I mean, I knew it was in the 20 billion area there. So, like I said, they're not even worth 20 billion DraftKings. So we'll wait to see. I'm gonna have to check their market cap, but I can't believe that they're gonna dilute like that. We'll wait to see there, but yeah, nasty. But we got out there, it breaks 48.40 for the trade of the day for me. So we'll go, Mamma Mia, that was a good one for me. But we'll wait to see if it continues to move. I'm not going long on this name. Now that I realize about that, I can't. So we'll wait on that one. AMC, guys, all the way back up, and look at that out right there. Like I said, I'm going to put orders where, I think, and we went right back here to that low, and we picked that out right there at 80. So it rips all the way to 80, and that, we're in the money on that when that happens at that point, right? So hopefully going to be a good trade for me on that one, and we'll see where it goes from here. But hopefully more upside for AMC there to end the show. But that's a name, obviously, that I'm looking at all the time and trying to catch some big wins for you on AMC. And, I don't hold any in my own account, which I should. But AMC, a nice little move off that 39 bottom was great, and it looks like it wants to hold it still. So AMC making money moves all day long. And what else is making money moves? Again, we'll just keep hitting the cowbell, is Walmart. Walmart just continues to make moves to the upside. I'm actually going to cancel all my orders on this one because that put it as a short sell, but obviously it's not. So we'll continue to make money on this one, up 27. So look at this, 27 cents of the money on Walmart. Space, excuse me, we're flat on space still. SoFi, 55 cents of the money and making moves right now. SoFi, nice move right here. We 55 cents in the money. Macy's, 60 cents in the money. DraftKings, we just took $1.80, and CEI, we destroyed that as well on that short. So down to 61 again, CEI. But let's go over to Brendan and see what's popping off, I think, for earnings.
Yeah, before we wrap things up, come back, guys, in the afternoon. 3 to 4, we'll be back. Memes and movers coming up in a few minutes here, but also big earnings coming tonight and tomorrow morning.
Hello.
Netflix.
Yeah, short Verizon, go long on Netflix. We'll talk.
Biogen's going to be like, the volatility could be crazy on Biogen just because it's been beaten up so badly.
Yeah, CP, CN Rail there, Interactive Brokers. I mean, it's not super exciting, but there's definitely enough names there to wet your whistle. So we'll be back at 3 o'clock and talk a little bit about that. And I'm hoping that we'll have some swing plays and we'll look at some charts and figure out exactly what's popping off with those. We're excited to see what the day is today. That should be interesting. So we'll get that from Miss V in a couple seconds.
Kind of hoping for pizza after you did that Mamma Mia.
Oh yeah, today's yeah, exactly.
Lunch isn't pizza.
No, I don't think it's pizza today because I already have it. It's French herb roasted chicken. It's not bad. We have chicken a lot. With autumn succotash and country potato. I have to say succotash now because if I give Prad this word, there's no way. Yeah, he has no idea what it is. So there's with autumn succotash and country potato salad. So the potato salad here has been pretty good. So we'll wait for that one. But right now we'll go over to Miss V to see what day it is. Probably something to do with chicken.
Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day so far. Thank you for spending this morning with us, and please double check you like this video, guys. We still have 5,000 people and just 1,200 likes, so we would really appreciate if you smash the like button. Come join me and Prad trading meme stocks right after this show, and happy National Seafood Bisque Day, everyone.
Hells to the yes.
Oh my God.
Finally.
Oh my goodness.
Finally. There we go.
Yes, just all kinds of over-the-top.
Lobster bisque, I'm all about. I'm all about all that. Load that up, Miss V. Good day.
Little lobster bisque. That's this Seinfeld episode that we'd be talking about. But anyways,
that's quality. I mean, I love the soup Nazi as well. I think that's what you're getting at, right? So there you go. Oh, come on,
that was
Prad.
a great episode.
Prad's never had lobster. I'm done with this kid.
We've had this conversation. Like,
Did
Prad
he actually just say that?
He did. He said.
Yeah, he just said he hasn't had lobster, but he's never had. Look, he hasn't had oysters as well. And one day we're gonna culture Prad up. We're gonna get him some love.
Yeah, like once I figure out where Vancouver is, I'm gonna tell Prad, and then me and him are gonna visit there as well. So that should be
they teach it in school.
Really, really exciting. We're just giving him.
We're giving him a hard.
We're giving him the screws here.
It's all fun. It's all love for sure. And I don't have any love for Kodak, but it's about to test that 780. Still, I want to let it break.
I gotta talk about BTBT.
Let it go to 785. But yeah, you guys were asking about BTBT. So before we get out of here, I know you were meaning to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like the spamming of the BTBT question, but I haven't gotten to it, so let's do that for you. Thank you again for that. Look, the thing about BTBT Bit Digital is that it's not like, is it actually following Bitcoin or not? I mean, you got to try to find some levels on this thing. In the 1 minute chart, we just bounced off 1080, so that's not horrible. The one thing I am noticing, though, it is kind of consolidating here. So again, if you like this name, I believe it's Bitcoin mining. You are starting to get some levels here, and I mean, why not hold 10? I mean, you're at a 11 right now. It has the upside potential for BTBT. We know it can go parabolic, especially if you get some Bitcoin movement. So I like BTBT here. So let's not say we don't like it, but I think that you got to get out if you crack below this 10. So you crack below 10, you could visit 7 again. So watch out for that. That is BTBT. I see that we're frozen here. So I hope that our stream is still going.
We're good.
There you go. The quotes just came back. So BTBT, I like it. Thank you for that. We just got out of something, but Macy's still 57 cents in the money. But now we got to get ready to throw it, Neil. So why don't we do that?
Yes, sir. He's dressed like Marty McFly from the original Back to the Future, but you might know him as Trader Pratt. But Trader Pratt
Has Pratt seen Back to the Future? I'm going to say no.
If he hasn't seen Back to the Future, then we got a problem.
Okay, well, get ready for a problem.
Looks like we have a problem then because I haven't. Yeah, but welcome back, not to the future, but welcome back to the present at Memes and Movers with the beautiful Miss V and Trader Brad.
Hey guys, welcome back everyone. Please, as usual, be active. Write anything you want on the chat. Leave your comments, ask us anything, and of course, make sure you like this